and begins tonight here on My 40 Sports. I'm Tom Van Hoy along with Tim Amos. And Tim, we've got contrasting styles. One team that has Christ School has 125 years history. We've got Ambassador Christian with not much.
And one thing, Tom, both teams are going to be ready tonight. No matter how many years of experience they have, they start with 0-0. And we've talked to both coaches, and they're ready.
New coach at Christ School, so he gets his baptism under fire here tonight.
Yes, and I think it's going to be a great night for football. The weather's perfect. The temperature's perfect. The sun is about to set. And I just can't wait. It's good to be back on a football field on Friday night.
Well, it is. Hurricane Helene last year and got delayed a lot for a lot of these teams here. It's just great to be here on My 40 here tonight to begin our first of 11 high school football games for you on Friday night. Kickoff coming up next here from Hardin, North Carolina.
The Ambassador Christian Lions versus the Christ School Greenies. Bojangles Friday night rivals.
And Ambassador Christian, get ready to play. Brought to you by our keys, Spartanburg, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram.
For Ambassador Christian, early emotion. Don't get caught up in the emotion. Win the turnover battle for Christ School. They've got to stay close early, and they've got to handle adversity, Tom.
Well, I tell you what, it's loud here. Beautiful night for high school football. We are so proud to be back here. Christ School to kick it off from right to left. And Ambassador Christian will have the football to begin things. And when they do, they will have it as the ball goes out of the back of the end zone. And we'll get into a lot of things here tonight. But Spencer Thompson is one of the big assets as a kicker for Christ School. Tom Van Hoy along with Tim Amos tonight. Thanks for coming along. Gosh, we're glad to be back. The first of 11 consecutive games that we'll have on Friday nights. Our Friday Night Rivals broadcast. And we'll see if they want to do it all over again, because there was a flag on the far side blocked over that way. So we'll get a take two. And I'll tell you, Tim, the way that Thompson kicked that ball, it probably won't make any difference on this one as well.
No, Thompson has got the foot. There is no doubt about that.
So a penalty to begin things. We'll get into a lot of the storylines in this one. And now they're going to pick it up, I guess, and just go ahead and they'll take that 5 yards there. And it'll be Ambassador Christian with the ball to begin things. And, you know, Tim, we were talking about in our opens, a couple of them that we shot, the difference between these two teams. 125-year history of football here. Ambassador Christian, this is just their second year, but, boy, they want to play outstanding football again this year. You take a look at the quarterback there. He is a big guy for them, Weston Mikulak, and he's 6'2", 192, and a sophomore. You get a good look at him. He played on the JV team last year. We'll get into that in this broadcast as well. They played JV football last year. In the first year, they went 10-0, and they outscored their opponents 377-95. A little conversation going on right now between some of the officials. It's early on, game one. We were talking about early emotion on these teams and the ability to handle that.
Yeah, that was one of the keys already. But I'm not sure it's not on the officials' part this time. They're trying to get things sorted out. So now it looks like they may re-kick.
Well, somewhat of an inauspicious start to this one. So we'll have take two here. It was, you can see the indication there was offside. It's going to have him kick it again. So one of the things, and many of the things, and you touched on there, Tim, and your keys to the game, the early emotion for both teams, take care of the football. I mean, a lot of the things that we talk about on a game-by-game basis, but particularly in game number one.
Yeah, and you know, both teams, as I said earlier, they start 0-0, so the 125-year history is wonderful, but it doesn't mean a whole lot right now because they're going to start and they're both going to be trying their hardest, Tom, and I think both teams are ready according to what the coaches have told us.
Now, Clint Alexander, his first year as the head coach of Christ School. Chad Walker going on to Pace College in New York, from that area, from there. And then, of course, Jay Pogue, both of these gentlemen with outstanding backgrounds. There's a kick again, line shot, Chance catches it high right at the goal line and will run laterally to the 10. Got some room up inside, cut it back outside and out to the 40-yard line where he is dragged down from behind. And an outstanding return that time by Zeke Kelly, a 5'9", 185-pound running back. And I can see why they want him to kick it over. And we'll get one more look at it here.
It's just a nice run here. He takes it. It looks like he is almost over the goal line as he takes it, comes up, it cuts back, and then he'll cut to the outside again and make another move, and he almost broke it.
Yeah, I tell you what, he has great speed, but he set it up, slowed a bit, made a nice cut from left to right, and the guys up front got a block. So outstanding field position. Ambassador Christian, they are the Lions, a second-year school up at Huntersville, 14 miles or so from Charlottesville. And up and tackled there at the 38-yard line. So nothing happening there. Good job defensively to begin things.
Knowledge Eccles takes the ball coming around the side, and he's a big guy. Let's take a look at the defensive starters for Christ School. They got a couple of guys from China on the team, and they're anchoring the linebacker in line. They also have Nico Andrews at cornerback, got an offer from Richmond. He's one of the stars in a great secondary.
Tell you what, they haven't had much time defensively to work. Met on August 1st, but a good play there against Knowledge Eccles. And again, great penetration up front. Wow, outstanding job again. Maybe a loss on that play as rising to the occasion there, that forward wall. And knocked down there. You'll see it again up inside. It wasn't there, forcing to bounce outside.
Sky Lou comes in there and just messes the play up.
Yeah, Sky Lou, 6 feet, 216 senior. He is from China. Also, Bo and He, the left defensive tackle at 6'1", 222. He's a senior. Those two played China football in China this last summer. Here comes a third down and long, under pressure, throwing the ball underneath on the screen, and it is upended there. Well done. Tremendous pressure coming off that backside. And had to get rid of it was Mikulak in a hurry. And tremendous pressure up front. It was Ryan Taylor, defensive end. You see him there coming off that backside. He forced it out on the edge. And pretty good defense over there. And what a stop. What a way to begin for Christ School.
Christ School did a good job at sniffing out that screen. They expected a pass, and they were fortunate that they knew that or felt there was going to be a screen pass, got over there and covered it.
Well, late arriving on the scene, but now set up and ready to go to punt it away from left to right. It's a high snap. Here's the kick. It's away on the run. Going to let it hit. Bounce once. Catch the football. And straight ahead to the 32-yard line. One of the things you worry about with special teams play is to make sure that you corral the kick and not turn it back over. And done well that time. And it was Isaac Schultz who was able to make that catch. And there's Jackson Tolbert. He'll get the start. He is 6'2", 179, junior, in from Raleigh. Remember Mason Holzclaw here the last 2 years. He transferred out, went to Carrollton in Georgia. So Jackson Tolbert to get the start. We're also going to see, we're told, Hudson Presley, a sophomore out of Raleigh as well at 5'11", 172. Coach Alexander telling us he likes to play two quarterbacks. So pretty good field position to the 32-yard line. And that's how it will begin. And the inside handoff and bouncing outside. Not much there. And driven back hard. at the point of attack, so tried to go up inside and try to establish that running game a little bit there, but a good job defensively to shut it down.
Both defenses playing the run very well, messing up the offense a little bit. It'll take them a while to settle down, and it's been a long ride up here in I-40 traffic, you know, from those folks from Ambassador Christian.
So a look back inside. There's that little bubble screen, and 4 or 5 yards, maybe back to the line of scrimmage. Good job there to defend as well to keep it to a minimum gain. So it'll bring up a 3rd down play. We'll get you that offense here in just a little bit.
Christ School offensive starters, Isaac Schultz, a great wide receiver. Of course, Jackson Cancel, we talked to him before the game. He's Mr. All-Everything #1. And just a great offensive lineup. Wilder Brasher, a big lineman. He's super impressive, coach says.
Yeah, 3rd down run there, and Cancel is upended immediately by the outside linebacker, Willie Sturgis, at 6'1", 205, a junior. And
the Ambassador Christian defense, we've got Matai Greer and Caleb Gaudier both playing both ways, and a strong linebacker core led by Naja Benicki.
I tell you, both defensive and played well here in the first possession to the ball game, settling in. Man, I tell you, sunshine, blue skies, beautiful night here. And to kick it away. And saw a high, driving, spiraling kick. It'll hit about the 15-yard line, roll laterally, and going to be out of bounds at about the 10-yard line. Sensational punt by Christ School. And when we come back after the break, Ambassador Christian, the Lions will have the football for the 2nd time in just a moment here on I-40 Sports. Well, as we come back, a chance to tell you about Carolina Furniture Concepts. Over $5 million of furniture in stock, ready to be delivered to you. Visit their Arden and Waynesville showroom or go online at carolinafurnitureconcepts.com. Well, both defenses settling in here. Game underway here. 8:28 to play in the first quarter of play. First game, our Friday night rivals. 11 consecutive Friday nights for you here to throw the football on first down. It is complete, and it's the big guy making the catch out that way and down almost immediately. Trey Alderfer, 6'5", 245, Tim, a junior and highly regarded.
He looked good coming out of there. It makes a big target at 6'5".
Once again, you get a second look there at the Ambassador Christian starting offensive team right there.
Yep, Nala Eccles, the big guy. Jair Gonzalez, quite a versatile athlete. And then big Power Emba, 320 pounds.
Got it out on the edge that time and able to close it down a little bit. Keenan Dixon, who is a 5'10", 180-pound wide receiver. He's a junior. And they love to get it out on the edge. When you and I visited this week with Jay Pogue, and again, we thank both coaches, Todd Alexander. They've visited plenty of other times this week. They've got a lot of playmakers. Want Michalak to get that ball out on the edge. We've seen it a couple of times so far, and it's been defended pretty well.
Yes, it has. And I thought we'd see a little bit more offensive production this series.
Here's the first down attempt for the 26-yard line. Throw it back over the middle this time and collected there. Gain of about 5, so you get it out of the edge. You spread them out. You try to get it up over the middle. And a gain of about 7 yards or so. So started deep in their own territory and using the passing game to negotiate down the field a little bit to the 33-yard line, middle of the field now.
Keenan Dixon showing good hands on that play in traffic, making that catch.
Yeah, they really like Dixon. They like a lot of their playmakers. And they have, Mikulek told us, just try to get the ball to him. There's tremendous defensive play up front. Handed that football to Kelly. Forget about it, man. He is hammered. And it does include the outside linebacker and also from Lou inside.
Lou is a big, strong guy. And he just manhandled him.
And then he got some help from Nico Andrews as well, the corner off that side, 6 feet 173, a senior, committed to Richmond. So to bring up a 3rd down 3 here, we're at 6:37 moving here in the first quarter of play. Ambassador Christian at Huntersville, North Carolina, by Charlotte. Pump fake there, throw it out of the edge. Oh, the big guy had it all deferred. He dropped the football. If he makes that catch, he's at least got the 1st down and maybe up the sideline a bit, but couldn't hang on, and the defense gets it done again.
He was too open, Tom. He was running before he caught the ball, and I know wishes he could have that one over.
We're going to turn around and punt it again. Jair Gonzalez will be back to boot the ball away. All right, to punt the football away. I should say, Tim, there's some sunshine. It's back behind us, not directly into the eyes, but
yeah, that's good news. It's a beautiful football night, as we've said, Tom, and just a little bit of nip in the air, but perfect weather.
Got some guys back, Isaac Schultz and Dre Smith. And here is the kick, and it's away, and it's going to be taken by. He turned it up to about the 34-yard line. Isaac Schultz able to catch it and take it up for about 34-yard line. There's a flag on the play. Let's wait and see what the conversation is about. Back at the 43-yard line, away from the play there, but one thing we've seen is, and we talked with Coach Alexander about, was to be able to, in the special teams, they haven't been able to do much at all. They haven't had any scrimmages, any of that kind of opportunities. They just met on August 1st, his first year in the program. Coach Pogue talking about took his team on a couple of scrimmages this year and had one at Ben Lippen in Columbia, and then let's tell you about, if you have questions about childhood vaccines, get real answers. Start a conversation with your child's doctor today. You can visit vaccinesforkids.nc.gov. Any questions? Check it out.
Looks like the official picked up the flag. So Price School's ready to go.
Start all over again for the 35-yard line. Out of the flats, got some room out that way. 40, 45, knocked out of bounds inside Lion territory. Got that ball out on the edge, and he knew what he was able to do with it as he turned it up. Isaac Schultz at 5'9", 162. Nice play. 1st down, first time inside Lion territory. See ya. Effort there, got it out, got it blocked on the edge as well. So I tell you, we talked a little bit about Clint Alexander in his first year and his background in Virginia and tremendous success there. And of course, Coach Pogue and what he was able to do, a couple of times Coach of the Year in Georgia. Same thing for Coach Alexander in respective states. Up inside, there's a big gaping hole. He's across the 45, and he'll take it down inside the 45 to the 43-yard line. Able to bang that one up inside and get a pretty good gain that time.
Just some good power running up the middle, picking up 8 yards on that play. That was number 5, Braden Smith.
Yeah. So a variation, sweeping outside, running laterally. Good job defensively to knock him down at about the 41-yard line. And Cancel knocked down there. Jackson Cancel at 5'10", 192, and a senior. And I know, Tim, you and I got a chance to visit with him before the game. Very impressive young man.
Oh, yeah. He was so mature beyond his years, just polite, smart, just the kind of guy you want to have on the team. He's the captain. They vote on the jersey number for number 1.
The number 1.
He got that vote.
A rolling right. Tolbert fires and caught the football. First down. Outstanding catch and up the sideline. That ball was thrown back behind him, but there's a flag on the play and a little extracurricular activity as well over on the far sideline. Let's see what transpires now. It's Dre Smith that caught the ball to begin with. We'll see. Boy, what a catch there. Back behind him, one-handed, and then he was knocked out of bounds, and apparently not a flag over there.
Well, there's a flag laying on the field, but they've moved the sticks on the other side, so
yes.
Not sure exactly what's going on.
All right. Now this one got off to
illegal procedure. Now they've signaled against Christ School.
So that'll be 5 yards and wipe off that first down penalty. Well, we talked about Dre Smith and Jackson Cancel, Isaac Schultz, and you know, some of those big guys up front. Tim Wilder Brasher, you talked about, 6'6", 256, the junior, and McPhail right next to him, 246. Now you got a freshman center, and that's Scotty Hicks. 6 feet 280, we're told, and Mathis Lassard at that right guard, 296, and then 249 for Caleb White as well. So big guys up front.
The offensive line average is 6'2", 270.
You know, back in the day when you and I started,
nobody was over 200.
Had 165-pound pulling guards, right? And 5'8", exactly. 155 outside linebackers. So they come a long way. So they're figuring out what they want to do. That penalty wipes out a first down, but they're going to reset again. So, and settling in, I mean, this is, you think about Christ School, and we talk with, and you gave the keys to the game. You want to hang in there early on, stay close, and you get your feet wet to a certain extent, baptism under fire, whatever cliche you want to use there from that particular standpoint. As this conversation is, it's game one for the officials as well here tonight. So.
Yeah, it's the first game of the season. Everybody's got to get the bugs worked out, and everybody's going to be fine, settle down, and we're going to have a good football game.
I think just from the way things have begun that the Greenies got to feel pretty good. I mean, this is a highly regarded Ambassador Christian program. I mean, it's only the second year. They played JV ball last year and were dominant. So this is their first varsity football experience. They were here last year. I talked with Coach Pogue before the ball game, and their JV team won a 33-2 game on that particular night. But now you're getting your first under varsity situations, and their schedule is unbelievable. Now, I think we're about ready. We got 4:55 here in the first quarter of play.
And they did move the sticks back.
Okay, so you've got a 3rd down and 8 now. And look left, up inside. Cancel. He's going to be run down from behind. And an outstanding defensive play there by outside linebacker Rhett Decker, 6'2", 195, the junior. One of the 4 really good linebackers. When we talked with Coach Pogue, he loved those guys, and you see it forced back inside, but caught him from the backside. So that penalty was a big one there. Would have been a first down, but now got to put it away. And man, we have seen Spencer Thompson drill it, not only as a kickoff, but also from a punting standpoint. And he launches one long, and it's going to deep. And what a weapon he is. You know, we've done these broadcasts a long time, and we've seen outstanding kickers. He may be one of those as well. Hey, we're off to a good start. When we come back, Ambassador Christian's going to have the football. We all come back on Friday night. Rivals.
Two food trucks towards the end of the field, just beyond where they're playing right now. Strictly Wings, offering all kinds of beautiful flavors, and also Silly Willie's specialty hot dogs. Give them a try. Concessions and restrooms are located behind the visiting team bench in the Close Krieger Athletic Center.
Hey, don't let game night dinner get you stressed. Stop by Ingles. Great choices from the Ingles Deli. Rotisserie chicken, freshly made salads, or delicious hot bar and sub bar. Dinner and a snap, and then off to the game. Ingles, you know, low prices. Love those savings. And we love being back on Friday Night Rivals, the first of 11 consecutive. We'll have 7 in Western North Carolina, 4 in South Carolina. First down, throwing long, far sideline, leaping up into the air. Was it a catch? Oh, sensational grab up there at the 38-yard line. I mean, rising high. That was Knowledge Eccles, that 6'4" sophomore. And you'll get a look at it.
Might have been Travis Barton.
Was it Barton that made it? Yeah, it was Barton.
Number 1, yeah.
Yeah, they like Barton, too. He's 5'9", 150. Travis Barton, yeah, Knowledge is the big guy at 6'4". He'll get into the broadcast as well here tonight. From the 38-yard line now, first down 10, able to open it up via the pass. They have not had much success running the football so far in this game. We're under 4 in the first quarter. Roll right, throw down the middle. And it is way overthrown. Double coverage out that way. And then way after the fact, the penalty is called. That was the aforementioned Knowledge Eccles.
Eccles got bumped from behind about the 28-yard line. The official just couldn't get the flag out of his pocket.
Tried to get that out, huh? Had a little
might
double.
See it right there. Well, no, that's previous play.
That was Barton, yeah. Tell you, then completely different. I'm glad we got an opportunity to point that out. Barton with the 5'9", 150, and then you love the name Knowledge Eccles, 6'4", 195. And again, a lot of these guys are young players. They're highly regarded, but first taste of varsity action this year, and obviously will get better and better as they get more experience. But they have big ambitions at Ambassador Christian. They want to be a national brand. In fact, they're going to open the season next year, Tim, in Dublin, Ireland, as part of the Football Classic there.
I think they're going to take us with them, Tom.
Well, it becomes first down and 10 for the 48-yard line inside Greenies territory, and bumped at the line of scrimmage, held up. But boy, great second after, and powering his way to about the 40-yard line. Good, hard, tough running inside, and then after the fact, kind of gets knocked down again there. Zeke Kelly again. Kelly is again one of those guys that they really like as well. 5'9", 200, tremendous speed. And we'll also tonight you'll hear about Mason Emery and also Joey Limbo as well at the backfield.
He's little. He can sneak behind those big linemen, and their line average for Ambassador Christian 6'2", 263.
Man, that's still remarkable. At the 41-yard line now, 2:47 to play in the first quarter, no score. Our first Friday night game of the year, and handed inside, banging around. A couple of extra yards that time, and we mentioned a moment ago, you might see Joey Limbo, and you did. 5'8", 205 junior. Powers his way up inside, and pretty good gain of about 4, bring up second down to 6 from there.
They say he's the strongest guy in the weight room and that he can absolutely fly. So they don't want him to get in the open field. That is Joey Limbo.
They'll mark it middle of the field at the 38-yard line. Third down and 2 now. And 3 down to defensive lineman up front, and you've got press coverage on the outside. They hand to Limbo inside. Forget it. They got him. Nothing happened. Lost 3. 41-yard line. Wrapped up inside. Big time contact there. Let's see if they decide to go for it on fourth down. Big number 70 there. That's Mathis Lassard, 6 feet, 296 junior. He goes both ways. They got to decide to go for it. Tim on fourth down and 6 here. The 42-yard line. It's been difficult running the football against this Greenies defense. Man, you and I walk across the field. Beautiful. Great shape. Here we go. Fourth down play. Greenies can hang here. They'll have good field position. They are jammed at the line of coverage. Press coverage on the wide receivers. Oh, wanted to call timeout, didn't get it. The ball snaps. It's rolling free, and it's going to be recovered back at about the 36-yard line. Weston Michaelak didn't like what he saw, wanted to call time up. He stepped up into the pocket and tried to call time, but the ball had been snapped. Look at it there. There it goes. And, I mean, sprinting hard to try to help cover that. I think it was Kelly back there, but the bottom line is on a miscue, and that's one of the things that both coaches talked to Tim and I about this week, was the ability to take care of the football.
Best starting field position of the night.
Yeah,
with the Greenies.
Start at the 38-yard line. Lions territory, see if they can take advantage of that. Presley in at quarterback, throws long, far sideline. Oh, in and out of the hands of the intended receiver on the far side. We just talked about going to play two quarterbacks, sophomore Presley and Andre Smith, and just missed him.
Andre Smith, that was one he would like to have back. It was just off his fingertips, and good coverage on the play, though.
Second and 10, and throw back inside the little bubble screen, and it's early regarded there, and catch was made, and then upended almost immediately. It's Isaac Schultz again. Well, the one thing about it, you want to keep that quarterback pocket clean to give him that opportunity. And Pocket Change Laundry, Western North Carolina's premier laundry service. We have redefined the standard for laundry care, combining cutting-edge technology, unparalleled customer service, and a commitment to quality that has earned us the reputation of being the best in Western North Carolina. Well, rolling right side, throw it, and he got it far sideline. Did he make the catch? He did, and he turns up the field and got some extra yardage there as an outstanding catch and throw on the far sideline to Zach Bird, the sophomore at 6'1", 223.
He's rolling right.
Wow.
Receiver just gets open. Big number 85.
Yep.
Zach Bird.
Tell you what, Ben Majors was right there. It zipped right by him. Big conversion. First down 10 now. Handed up inside. It's got good yardage there. The big guys up front provide that opportunity to get a good game on first down as it's closed a little bit later.
Flags. They're going to get an unsportsmanlike conduct right here, it looks like, Tom.
Yeah, the flag, one of the players went down as well. So, you know what? We're inside the 20. And you know what that means? It's the First Bank Red Zone with 23 locations across Western North Carolina and the upstate.
My guess would have been half the distance, Tom, but it is the First Bank Red Zone as well.
Yeah. Say 26 seconds to go in the first quarter. And I think if you're Christ School, you probably didn't really know what you were going to get in a highly regarded and a very good football team from Ambassador Christian. Settling in a little bit here. Tell you, the kicking game I think is going to be key as well. Spencer Thompson. So they'll march it off now, and that is going to be.
See if we can see what happened.
That ball up inside. Carry that ball. Cancel, man, he is tough up inside. And then see, I think right here at the end. I don't know if we saw that then.
I couldn't tell, Tom.
But we did see a player go down. He's going to throw into the end zone this time. And there might be another penalty marker there in the end zone as well. Has some coverage and hands up in the air. Wondered about that particular call there.
Flag in the end zone and clock winds down.
Yeah, that'd be the end of the first quarter. So we are through one complete. Sun going down. We're into the ball game here.
But will they end the quarter on a penalty?
We will wait and see if they are going to go to break here. And if they do, we will as well. You get a look at them
they
there.
are.
And they are. So we will go ahead and take a break. get you set for the second quarter of play. No score through one. Ambassador Christian and Christ School. We will do that here in just a moment. A good start here on the first of 11 consecutive games on Friday Night Rivals on My 40 Sports. Well, as we come back, we're getting set for the second quarter. You know what happens after the second quarter? It's the Chevy halftime show. Joey Roussel and Bobby Roussel are here again per usual. Here we go.
Tom, they're going to have an untimed down as we thought they might.
Okay. So
because of the penalty at the end of the first quarter.
All right.
So no time on the clock, and the ball is down at the 5-yard line.
And here we go. And there's the snap. Look right, look left, pull it down. Gonna race, gonna run, turn the corner, take it into the end zone on the run to Jackson Tolbert, and give him 6. That's a Christ School Greenie touchdown. So Tolbert wanted to throw it right, then he wanted to throw it left, and then look out. I'm just going to take it the distance and turn the corner and take it into the end zone for a touchdown.
He could have almost walked into the end zone, Tom, after the little fake.
Boy, nice athletic play. And Spencer Thompson will come on for the PAT. Tell you what, he had a big one, what, November 23 last year? Asheville, overtime. Cancel scored on a 10-yard run in OT. Thompson came on, and what did he do? He kicked it through. Let's see what he does here. He pounds it up. And it is almost automatic and good. 7-0 now. Able to get it on the Tolbert run, as you see it, as we take it to break. And the first touchdown of the year. It's a 7-0 lead for the Greenies on the Lions here in Arden. Well, as we come back, it's set for the second quarter. Let me remind you, do I need to remind you, Bojangles, proud sponsor, you know it, WLOS, Friday Night Football. It's not just football season, it's tailgate season. Head to Bojangles and order your tailgate box today. Man, we had a couple of them outside. It's not a tailgate without Bojangles. You know what time it is, Tim.
And we had Bojangles for our pregame meal, Tom. It was delicious.
It's like a feeding frenzy. The piranhas around. Well, we're going to start the second, untimed down, able to take it in for the score. Nice job by Tolbert. It comes Thompson to kick it away. And, you know, this is a tremendous asset if he can boom it, because these guys, the Lions, have tremendous return possibility. And here is that one of those opportunities. And out to the 20. And banging hard ahead. Takes it out to the 30-yard line. That's where play will begin as Mason Emery, one of the running backs we saw just a little while ago, had an opportunity to return at that time. And remember, if you weren't with us earlier, Zeke Kelly had an outstanding return, brought it back to the 40-yard line or so. Well, here comes Ambassador Christian. First time that they have been down 7-0. They were 10-0 last year as a junior varsity team. That was what, 7 plays, 38 yards?
Yes, a minute and 5 seconds.
And took advantage of that bad snap and the recovery. So
that's what set it up, gave them that field position on the 38-yard line.
And one of the keys, and it always is, to win that turnover battle. That was what we talked with Coach Bogue about. He was a little bit concerned about that. And now quarterback Michaelak. And prior to that, he is emptying the backfield. The penalty marker will go down, went 5 wide. And now he's got his hands outstretched a bit. Want to know what the problem there was. And they're going to call a delay of game. We talked about Michaelak, 6'2", 192 sophomore. We've seen Kelly as a running back, 5'9", 200 junior. Emery's been in there. Joey Limbo as well out of the backfield. Travis Barton's caught one. You know, Nala Jekyll as well. Alder for their big tight end. And Keenan Dixon, they have moved it around here early in the process here tonight. But nonetheless, a couple of seconds, 14. As we do some math here in our broadcast.
That's
area.
good math on the fly, Tom.
The USD 250 education. That other sideline, is it caught over that way?
Broken up.
They incomplete. Boy, that is going to be a battle. They really like the size of Eccles that way, and, you know, pounding over, making contact. We'll get one more look at it. Goes up high, got that hand in there.
It was thrown a little bit behind him. Had it been a little bit more in front of him, he would have easily made the catch. He certainly had the height advantage on the defender.
And that was Braden Smith, one of the defensive backs, able to make that play and get that hand in there and knock it away.
Sending Eccles off, maybe an equipment adjustment.
And it'll bring up a second down and 15.
Talking about knowledge, Eccles, his brother, Power Eccles, played at UNC last year, signed a 3-year contract with the Chicago Bears as linebacker. So
how about that? Michaelak under pressure. Look out! And he goes down. Boy, he wanted to go right. It wasn't there. And he went right into the arms. There's Smith again, made that play, but he had a lot of help as well. Let's get a look at it here.
Coming right up the middle. And then off from the side. He just didn't have a chance.
A big loss on the play.
Yeah, big loss brings up 3rd down. And as they say in our part of the country, a country mile.
Country mile.
Drop back, gonna play defense under pressure. Look out, he breaks away, tries to launch it long. He does. He's got a man there. Barton, no, it is dropped. Just a little bit overthrown, but I think if he had to ask him, he would have caught the football. Tremendous job there by Michaelak. And then Barton, we talked about with his speed. You see him there, 5'9", 175 sophomore. He was behind the defensive secondary. I mean, watch this. He launched this one long, steps up, just out of his reach. And that'll bring up 4th down and long. Football all the way back at about the 10-yard line and need to get to the 40. So should, you know, there's a difference between theory and practicality. And in theory, should have pretty good field position, but we'll see what happens in practicality as he hit the line shot here and then take it on the run up the middle of the field. And we'll take it to the 37-yard line. It'll give us an opportunity
Greenies.
And we will take, we're going to keep it here, I guess, and then we're going to go down to Nelson. And what do you have for us down to the sideline, Nelson?
All right. Yes, sir. Hey, what's going on, everybody? I'm standing here on the sideline with one of the lovely mamas here at Christ School. Mom, so far, you enjoying the game? All right. Listen, Mom, can I ask you an important question? Do you happen to know the bone that kids tend to break the most often when playing a sport? That's a great guess, but it's actually the wrist. And hold that mic up higher, Mom. We want to be able to hear you. There you go. All right. All righty.
I wouldn't have thought the wrist.
Okay. Mom, your mic isn't working. Do you mind if I take that from you? All righty. Well, in this case here, you're absolutely right. Or actually, it is the wrist. But let me ask you another question, Mom. At Mercy Urchin Health, did you know they are there for all of life's bumps, bruises, and breaks?
I didn't know that. It's good to know.
You learned something new tonight, Mom. Can I ask you a second question? Do you mind? Okay. Did you know that at Mercy Urchin Health, they can provide high-quality care at a fraction of the cost of an ER visit?
I didn't know that either.
You learned two new things tonight, Mom, because guess what? At Mercy Urchin Health, they are there for all of life's bumps, bruises, and breaks. But Mercy Urchin Health, they also bear the distinction of being the place that's been around and covering the Western North Carolina region since the year 1900.
Wow, that's exciting.
It is pretty exciting. Mom, you ready to get back to the game?
Absolutely.
All right, bring it in, Mom.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you, Mom. Tom,
All right.
Tim, y'all take it away.
Here comes the second down and 10 after a long pass play was incomplete near the goal line. Cancel will take that handoff and bang it up inside, pick a couple of yards there. We're at the 10.5-minute mark here in the second quarter, and it's a 7-0 ball game. Christ School taking advantage of a bad snap, got great field position, 7 plays, 38 yards. Tolbert, quarterback, able to take it in for a TD, and then their defense again did an outstanding job forcing a punt. Had good field position, but now the Lions defense on 3rd down and 8 needs to have a good stop here if they want to get the football back. Off play action, here's the delay inside, slipped a bit, but then able to lunge forward and get to about the 30-yard line as the flag goes down right in the general area where Cancel went down.
Could have been either holding or face mask. It's hard to tell. Blocking below the waist.
So that will go against the Greenies here.
Do you know how the Greenies got their name? You know what a Greenie is?
I do not.
The baseball team back in 1919 started wearing green uniforms, and they began calling them the Greenies. And ever since, it's been a tradition here at Christ School.
You know, I played a trumpet in high school, and you know what I played in front of the whole school?
What?
Green, green, the grass is green on the far side of
What
it.
grade was this, Tom?
And
High school?
It was so bad that I think I went home at that point. Anyway, all right, let's do Smile Cam. We'll head down that way and take a look at that. And that's fantastic. Brought to you by Carolina Albee Orthodontics. Look at that. I mean, they're having a good time right now. All right, there we go. Look at that. Leaning out over there.
Those guys are not smiling right now.
You know, if you go, you've been inside over there. It's fantastic basketball facility and in there as well. Plumley Brothers and the rich tradition they've had here. Last championship football was 2020. That was Division II. Remember, that was the COVID year, and Summit, North Carolina got an opportunity to play some games that year, and went 6-2 and able to win that championship. Looking for their first 500 plus 500 win for the last 4 years. Talked about Clint Alexander coming in, his tremendous background, Virginia and high school ranks, and some others as well, and 2 gentlemen on the sidelines that have tremendous backgrounds. Jay Pogue, I mean, has collegiate 24 years, Lenore Ryan, Davidson, NC State, head coach at Presbyterian College. Worked the Furman football camps for 15 years as well. So going to put it away. Good job by the defense, and going to fake it here. But prior to that, and man, there is a major league collision, and they are going to throw a penalty marker right in the midst of it there, as these teams are
They threw one downfield.
a little bit chippy here early on.
Yeah.
It's one in the backfield and one that's going to go against the Greenies as well. Let's get one more look at it. They fake it, take it up inside.
And watch number 20.
Yep.
He gets pushed.
Came from behind, 20, yep. 25 there, made a little extracurricular contact there. And then we'll have to see what the other one is as well. I mean, this has been one with a lot of penalties and not a whole lot of flow either way.
Well, it's the first game for all of us tonight,
yes.
Tom, of the season, so.
So they continue to have that conversation. And it's ongoing. We mentioned this is the first of 11 games that we'll have for it. 17th year, how about that, of Friday night rivals. I'm glad to be here and proud to be part of it on your Friday night. So here goes the penalty against the Greenies.
That's a
How far are we
long
going?
penalty.
I mean, okay. Wait a minute.
The late game penalty was 5 yards, tackle and a dead ball personal foul against the Greenies. 20 yards of penalties. 4th down. Thompson a punt.
Well, let's see. Going to back it up, and then this provides the opportunity for a return, and had really good opportunity there to maybe even get on the board. 7-0 lead, but the penalties pushed them back. And we will do it again. So Thompson will have no pressure and unload one on the run. Chance to return. Fumble the football. They got right back on it at the 15-yard line. That was Kelly that came up there, and the ball bounding away, and he was fortunate to be able to get back on it. So we've got 9:47 to play here in the second quarter. Got a good one going as Christ School here at home in Arden has the lead 7-0 on Ambassador Christian out of Huntersville.
Again, a reminder that 2 food trucks.
They went ahead and played.
Yep.
Number 8, Keenan Dixon with a solid game, brought down by number 44, Ryan Taylor. Enough for a first down Lions.
Play came in early, Tom. That's all you can say.
Well, while we were away, they actually ran a play. And pretty good game that time. Throw it back outside and kind of corralled there a little bit. Good game. Gang tackling there after a gain of about 5. Got that ball out in a hurry. Going to help one another up. Good sportsmanship there. Martin in the general area, and I think it was Eccles able to make it. Let's see, they fire it out on the edge. They throw it back inside and wrapped up there. And a nice tackle. That was Knowledge Eccles. Ryan Taylor, the defensive end off that side, among the many. At 6'2", 214 junior to make that play. Brings up 2nd down and 6. Will roll right, throw it back over the middle, and leaping to make that catch there. And it's across the 43-yard line. That's enough for a first down. So rising to make that play was the tight end, Trey Alderfer. 6'5", 245 junior. Had plenty of time to throw the football that time, and at that size, at 6'5", get it up there, let him go get it, bring it down, and he did. Nice job there as we approach the 8:27 mark here in the second quarter with a 7-0 lead.
Keon Conley actually had good coverage on the play, but Alderfer was so tall, not much he could do.
A hand back inside and powered his way and cuts back outside. Nice run there by Kelly. Zeke Kelly at 5'9", 200. He can go inside, but if he bounces, he gets a little bit ahead of steam. He is able to get some positive yardage there. Up inside, good block, cut off of it there. And then good job out on the edge, not holding, had an opportunity there maybe to get caught, but it didn't happen there. So we're going to have a timeout with 8:10 to play here in the first half.
Timeout, Greenies.
All right, we want to remind you while we've got a brief timeout here to stay tuned to a little bit later in the game, as we are going to highlight the school bus stop of the game presented by Nittis. The law in every state requires drivers to always stop for a school bus when the stop arm is out and the red lights are flashing. It's paid for by Nittis. So we're going to have that a little bit later on for you as well. We got pocket passer and all kinds of things for you going on. The Asheville Chevy halftime show coming up here in just a little bit. So what's your overall impression, Tim, as we kind of settle in here midway through the second quarter?
Well, there are no big plays really, except that bad snap that led to the touchdown by Christ School. And other than that, it's been almost an equal battle between the 20, 30-yard lines. Both teams have made impressive plays. You can tell there's some real talent on both sides of the football. And, it's been an enjoyable game, but it's like a pitcher's duel at this time.
I think from Ambassador Christian's standpoint, that we saw Kelly a moment ago, they can get the running game go a little bit. We know they've got a number of different playmakers out on the edge. And when we talked with Coach Pogue, he wanted to be able to get the balls to those guys out in space. And then we also, with Coach Alexander as well, said, man, we got to be able to defend many of their outstanding athletes. And so far, so good right now anyway. But a good drive now by the Lions as they have the football inside Greenie territory on a first down play, plenty of time, and then hand the ball off. Good job out on the edge to knock it down. Slipped, lost his feet. That was a good play by Michalak. He faked it, looked like he was going to give it down the field, but then able to give it to Barton, and he tried to turn the corner a little bit, but the defense was there to keep him to a small gain.
Almost like a touch pass. This just snap touched his hands, and he just kind of pushed it forward to the running backs. He was streaking across in front of him.
So 41-yard line now, 7:41 to play here in the first half. Friday night rivals back underway. 11 consecutive Fridays. 7 in Western North Carolina. Will be over in South Carolina for 4 as well this year. Look right over the middle, has a man open, makes the catch. And that'll be enough for the first down as he pulls it in traffic there. Keenan Dixon, 5'10", 170 junior. And you think about that, Tim, you've got Aldifer out there on the edge. You got to defend him. You maybe kind of bookend him there, and then you throw it over the middle and you get a good game for a first down.
Best drive so far for Ambassador Christian. 3 first downs on the drive so far.
The second down and 9 now. And looked right, going to fire deep into the end zone, and this ball is just a bit overthrown. There was some double coverage there as well. You see the pylon in the back of the part of the end zone there, and had good coverage on the backside there. Keenan Conley was one of those among the many. You see a good look at him there. So that secondary getting challenged a little bit as well. You also get a good look there at Jordan Dalton, one of the Leadership Council guys as well. Here's second down and 10. Single running back, 4 wide. Look outside, cut it back in. Gonzalez, and he is dragged down. I'll tell you, Tim, we have seen some outstanding pressure on the edge. That press coverage out that way, they try to spread you out, but there to knock him down, there wasn't much at all. As we get one more look at it right there to help make that play. And we just mentioned that young man a moment ago. Jordan Dalton makes a nice play to bring him down. That brings up a third down 12. 6.5 to play here in the first half.
You know, Gonzalez, he's such a great athlete. You don't want to let him loose on the sidelines.
Yeah, he's their punter as well, and one of the better athletes on this team. Here's a third down long in the pocket, going to throw deep, far sideline, and it is going to be overthrown and incomplete. Intended down the far sideline for the aforementioned Gonzalez. And do we have a flag down again?
Flag down about the 30-yard line.
It's procedure, which is declined it, 4th down at 12. Plenty of options here for Weston Michalak, 6'2", 192 sophomore quarterback. He was the quarterback on that JV team last year. They went 10-0 and outscored the opposition 377-95. This is their first year of varsity football, though, and their schedule is absolutely loaded. We talked a little bit earlier about they're going to play Asheville School at Lenore-Ryan. They're going to Baylor and Chattanooga, and play Wesleyan in Atlanta. But right now they're playing Christ School and hands full. 4th down, 12, pocket, throw, look right, fire over the middle, leaping in out of the hands of Barton. Ethan Christie there to help make that play. Had plenty of time. Finally breaks down a little bit with pressure from Lassard there, and then just couldn't make that catch. He wanted it, tried to sell it, didn't happen. And on a 4th down, unable to convert. Greenie defense. Look at Coach Bogue over there. Talked about he was at Lenore-Ryan. Lenore-Ryan in 2013 played for the Division II National Championship and lost to Northwest Missouri State. In fact, I did a game a couple of years ago with my 40, and Lenore-Ryan played North Greenville. Well, here we go. It'll be the Greenies with the football, and the ball is, they wanted the, I think they wanted the flea flicker there, and it got messed up a little bit, and the quarterback ends up getting drilled, and probably fortunate did not lose the football, because he pump faked it when to hand it inside to Cancel. I don't know if he was going to try to flip it back to him or not, but the bottom line was fortunate to get back on the football and to bring up 2nd down and 10 from there. 5.5 to play here in the first half of a 7-0 game. Christ School with the lead.
Tom, you're talking about Lenore-Ryan. Ambassador Christian is going to be playing Asheville School at Lenore-Ryan later on. That's of interest to the Christ School fans. Of course, their #1 rival.
Tried to go wide this time, not much there at all, as they were able to string it out. You get one more look at it. Coming across on that jet sweep there, and I mean, they were there. Good job to defend and to get it knocked down there, and it was Jeremiah Thompson, that linebacker, that makes the play there. The Asheville School last year won the Division II championship, and we talked a little bit about that. This Christ School team has won 13 consecutive, and that's always a big-time game at the end of the year. So it brings up a 3rd down and long now.
Let's go. Let's go.
So the football back about the 22-yard line. 3rd down and 18. They throw the football, but finally gets that out of there, and it's caught. I don't even know how he was able to throw the football, but in a relatively small game there, but a nice catch, and leaping up to make that catch was sophomore Harris Bryan at 5'10", 173.
He just had sticky fingers on that one. He just grabbed that ball by his fingertips. What a great catch.
I mean, Tyson Williams was right there, but to go up and make that catch, nonetheless, you play that in front of him. Nicely done. Going to have to punt the football away. Zeke Kelly and company back to return the kick here. Thompson's been good tonight. 4.5 to go, 2nd quarter, 7-0 Christ School on Ambassador Christian. And again, we got a penalty marker. Tell you, between Kelly and Barton back there, they're dangerous return guys. You know, and then, I mean, Kelly turns around, you know, shows his arm. He fired it about 40 yards down the field. So a false start, and it'll put him back. 5-yard penalty. So kind of what you'd expect out of first game. Fits and spurts. Not a whole lot of flow to it right now. 38-yard drive, 7 plays, a minute with 5. Touchdown, 5-yard run by Tolbert, the quarterback. That's the only scoring in the game. Kick it away, and he does so under great pressure. And it'll be Barton takes it at the 40-yard line. 45 midfield. He's got some room. He's inside Greenie territory. He's down the sideline and eventually going to be knocked out of bounds. But man, he showed his freelancing and versatility there, and his acceleration as he turned the corner going to be outstanding field position. Let's see where he stepped out of bounds initially and where the Lions will have a football to start here inside the Greenie territory. 4:12 to play in the first half at a 7-0 ball game. And they'll eventually mark this ball at the 37-yard line. Michaelak back on. To his left is Kelly. Good look at the youngster. Coach thinks he has a great future ahead of him. Likes this team. 90 players. Man, a lot of players here tonight for Ambassador Christian. From, he told me, 40 different schools. Now, this is just the second year of the school, second year of the program, so a lot of kids are coming in, and to get them to mesh together.
Most of them from North Carolina, he said.
We talked about Christ School, a couple young men from China, Germany, England, Canada. Still talking, and there's been a lot of that tonight by those in the striped shirts. So here we go. Michaelak receives the snap. He'll fake it, he'll throw it, and he does over the middle, and it's complete. And a pretty good gain there, as it's reeled in by Keenan Dixon, a 5'10", 175-pound junior. He's had some success with that pass over the middle. Dixon's caught a couple of those, and he has a lot of different options. Single back, couple wide left, wide side of the field that way. And inside to Kelly, he's bouncing, trying to find something, going laterally, and he was able to pick up a couple of yards. Good job. Looked like he wasn't going to have much there, and he was able to bounce it to outside, and he's wrapped up by Ethan Christie there at the end, which will bring up a third down and relatively short.
They did signal first down.
First down, okay. They will give him the first down. Boy, great second effort there. Looked like it might be a little bit shy there, and they'll flip that yard marker over. And timeout going to be called, I believe, by Ambassador Christian. And we will go ahead and take a break, and we'll come back and take you the rest of the way in the first half. 7-0 Christ School. Good call on that.
What's that?
Good having that lamp.
Yeah.
Well, as we come back and go down the stretch, let me remind you that Carolina Furniture Concepts, over $5 million of furniture in stock, ready to be delivered to you. Visit their Arden and Waynesville showroom, or go online, at carolinafurnitureconcepts.com. All right, here we go, down the stretch, 3:18 to play in the first half. Christ School here at home in Arden with a 7-0 lead on Ambassador Christian out of the Huntersville, North Carolina, the Charlotte area. And they have a first down and 10 at the 29-yard line.
They really want to put some points on the board here in the first half.
Yeah, under pressure, rolling, firing, far sideline, incomplete. Boy, the pressure up front forced Michaelak to throw that football away. There was good coverage downfield as well, What do you look there at Nico Andrews? We talked about him off that cornerback side, 6 feet 173, highly regarded senior. And they'll get tested tonight by this Ambassador Christian team. So far, done a good job of holding up against some of the talented wide receivers and playmakers, and that'll bring up a second out of 10. That'll stop the clock at 3:12 here in the first half, and set to do it all over again. Play action fake in the pocket, fire. It is complete, and we'll cut back. Broke a tackle, and good gain there as it was Dixon again able to make that catch and turn back inside after the missed tackle, and he takes it down to about the 15-yard line and into the red zone as well. Yep, the First Bank with 23 locations across western North Carolina, the upstate. That's the First Bank red zone. There's a first down and 10 now. 15-yard line. Play action, back over the middle, and he fell down. And let's look for a flag, and we have seen more flags when players have gone down. So you kind of hold your breath a little bit there. I think it just got tangled up in the middle. We'll get one more look at it here on replay. That play action. And yeah, just kind of all by himself.
Nobody was
there.
around him. Yeah. He wanted a flag, of course. But
second down and 10 now. The 16-yard line, way out on the edge. It's complete that way. And it's Gonzalez. And Gonzalez is going to be knocked out of bounds on the far sideline and knocked over a girl in a chair. I think she's going to be okay there. You got to keep your head on a swivel when you're at the football game. And I need the direction to know how to put the chair back together. But out on the edge.
And he dropped his meal.
Oh, man.
That's the bad.
So you see, Michael, like, he gets it out on the edge, and it's caught there by Gonzalez. Good block by Barton. And really rolled over some folks on that far sideline. So here comes a third down and 1, I believe, and far into the field. Looks like they're going to call timeout.
Saw something in the defense that he didn't like. Had the offense spread all the way across the field, Tom.
Well, you know you're in 4-down territory here. You're down 7-0, and you're 2:30 to go in the first half. So all right, and we'll take this brief timeout, and Carolina Furniture Concepts, of course, one of our main sponsors as well. We want to thank everybody for being a part of our broadcast this year. Carolina Furniture Concepts, they've got over $5 million of furniture in stock right now. Hey, they're ready to be delivered to you. Visit their Arden or Waynesville showroom, or go online at CarolinaFurnitureConcepts.com.
I got some Carolina Furniture Concepts furniture in my very living room at this moment, Tom. And it's really nice.
Well, the boys are back in town. They all got here August 1st. They haven't been able to practice very much at all. No scrimmages for Christ School at all, and they are back in town. Here's the snap, roll left, fire underneath, caught there, 5-yard line. Gang tackled at the point of attack there. Barton comes out of that collective trio there that made the play. You get one more look at it, is trying to fit it in there, and he did. And you know, look at the collective process there to make that tackle, led by Jay Claff, who was in there. He had some help along the way from that point. So let's see where they mark the football as we get late into the first half with 2:05 to play here in the first half. So it is a first down. So they've been able to utilize that. Hey, the defense has done a nice job, because the looks that the Lions give you are multiple. Get it out on the edge, throw it back inside, and then you got a gang and make a secure tackle. Here's Kelly. He gets it right side, and he gets a couple of yards there and bangs inside the 5-yard line. He's going to take it down to about 2 as we go under 2 minutes to play here in the first half. High School with that somewhat precarious 7-0 lead at this point. Take it down to the 2-yard line. And they're going to give it to him again. Hit backside. Kind of slow. The pressure came up top to begin with, and then on the backside, nice tackle.
Tom, that was the 9th play of this drive, which began back on the 37-yard line.
That was Lincoln Stevens who came on that backside. And Ryan Taylor, you're getting a pretty good look at there. Those guys up front. Here we go. It's another big play. It's a 3rd down from the 2-yard line. Toss, sweep, Kelly, turn it up inside, and he is knocked down hard. Taylor. Another player goes down. Another player for Christian puts his hands up high like I didn't do anything. And I don't think they had a call there. But man, again, great penetration, flowing to the football, solid tackling.
The official in the back of the end zone has his flag in his hand now. Personal foul.
Okay, they're going to call that. We'll see if we can see it at the end. Kelly, there's your penetration. I think it might have come on the backs, coming from the back side here. If we can,
right
yeah,
there.
they're right there. Yeah,
oh.
Those 2 guys got into it, and yep.
When you raise your hands like that, it means that, yes, I did something.
Well, it turns out as we get under, we're at 35 seconds and rolling here, and they'll mark the football at the 2-yard line down to 27. Roll right, throw it into the end zone, leaping high, and why not go to the 6'5" Alderfer. And he makes the catch, and with 22.5 seconds to go here in the first half, get on the scoreboard. So a good toss there by Michalak to Trey Alderfer, their tight end at 6'5", 245. Big guy, outstanding receiver, able to make that catch for the touchdown. And it becomes a 7-6 game. And the point after.
Number 35, Xander Austin, called to take the point after.
So Xander Austin will attempt the point after. A couple of really good kickers. Avery Fickus as well on this team has the ability to kick it out of the end zone on some kickoffs. So they've got a really nice dual opportunity there from a kicking game standpoint. Talked about Spencer Thompson, outstanding for Christ School. So both teams with good kickers. And let's see if this kick is good. Here comes this snap. It's down, and this kick is going to be good. Tied at 7 with 22.6 seconds to go. You see the catch there, and Alderfer, Wake Forest, North Carolina. A lot of folks interested in that young man. So a 7-7 ball game. I'm really not sure we all expected how this game might go, because Christ School with a new head football coach, and Coach Alexander didn't have an opportunity really to meet his players until August 1st. No scrimmages and things of that nature. But when we talked with him and a couple of the assistant coaches before the game, they felt pretty confident about what they could accomplish here tonight. And we talked about what they're trying to establish at Ambassador Christian, just a second-year school, and the impressive performance they had last year with just the JV, and with a lot of highly talented players and 2 really good experienced head coaches in this one as well, and on a good one to begin things. The first of 11 on our Friday night rivals. We're in Hendersonville next week, Tim. West Henderson.
Not far from home.
Yeah.
that play, Tom, that drive was 11 plays, 63 yards, 3 minutes and 50 seconds.
Yeah, good drive there. Touchdown pass. We've seen Tolbert, the quarterback, on a short drive, 7 plays, 38 yards at a minute 5 for Christ School. After they recovered a bad snap that went by the quarterback, Michalak, that was trying to call a timeout. It was recovered and had that short drive for the lone touchdown for Christ School. They had one other opportunity deep in Lions territory and then unable to score on that one. So to kick it away, and it'll be Austin to do that from the 40-yard line. He goes right to left. The line shot. He'll let it sail over his head. Good kick. Another big driving kick. Talk about the kicking game being a factor in this one here tonight. So with 22.6 6 seconds to go in the first half. We're tied at 7. And you know what's coming up at halftime? Asheville Chevy halftime show. And we will have that for you as well, coming up as we always do throughout the course of the years here on our broadcast. And a lot of things going on at halftime, so we'd like for you to stick with us. We've got a good ball game going on right now. I know you're going to stick with us in that regard, and I'm sure they've got celebrated. Has some great opportunities and some great things and chances for you to think about. Nashville Chevy halftime show cut up. All right, let's see what the Greenies do. They're just going to hand it up inside and, you know, get what you can, and it's pretty good. He's going to bring it outside. He's got some room. He's at midfield. Down the sideline, Cancel. He puts his head down. He delivers the blow. 12.8 seconds to go. You know what? Just going to run it up inside, get what you can, maybe run out the clock. Well, you know what? Jackson Cancel had a different idea.
Yeah, he sure did. He didn't give up with 22 seconds left. And he's their go-to guy.
So got it to the 35-yard line. Remember, we talked about the kicking game, and you know, with 12.8 seconds to go, Spencer Thompson with that big leg. Let's see what Jackson Tolbert can do here as the quarterback in the final moments of the first half. Cancel going to come back out on the field. And with just 11.3 seconds to go, Braden Smith had gone back in there momentarily. Got 3 wide, tight end on the right side, 4 down. I mean, they are jammed at the line of scrimmage. And to throw it, gunning, and it is up, and it is going to be incomplete.
He's tried to throw it in traffic that time. Tom almost was able to thread the needle, but just batted away.
6.9 seconds to go in the first half. We're tied at 7. Price School and Ambassador Christian. We're in Arden, North Carolina. Just, I mean, a sensational night. We've been here years before when it was 100 degrees.
Yes.
Just going to hand it up inside and see what he can get. 30-yard line, rolling ahead. Continues to run hard. Ball popped out of there, but that's going to do it. And that will be the end of the first half. And some pretty good sportsmanship camaraderie there, and help Cancel up. One more look at it.
8/10
of a second. I thought they were going to say that it ran out, but we're going to get one more play here. Why not? Give it a shot. You never know. So let's see what we'll have here. Going to punt it. Yeah, it is 4th down. That's right.
Are they trying a field goal?
Are they going to? Okay, yeah. Looked like he was in punt formation, but we talked about the leg, 35-yard line. Yeah. And we'll have that chance here with 8/10 of a second. Tolbert's going to hold it. And it's on the hash mark on the near side, so not really much of an angle here.
Thompson has made a 56-yarder in practice, according to Coach Alexander. So 45 yards here.
Here it comes. It's up, plenty of distance, but it's going to be wide right. But you know what? Had that opportunity, only 22.8 seconds. You end up, you'll take your chance of the 45-yard field goal with Spencer Thompson there, and just happened to be wide right. Kind of like our camera guy up there might have been able to make a fair catch, maybe a little bit later on. So at halftime, Asheville Chevy halftime show coming up in just a moment. Boy, what a ball game. 7-7 tie here at intermission. Ambassador Christian and Christ School, the first game of the year. It's just the second year for the Ambassador Christian program, and for Christ School with new head coach in Clint Alexander.
There are a lot of unknowns coming into this game, really, for both teams, Tom. And you know, we were trying to decide before the game, who do you think is going to win, and what kind of game is it going to be? I don't think we thought it would be 7-7 at halftime.
I did not. I didn't. That's, you know what? That's the way I love what we do. It's all unscripted.
Yes, it is.
It doesn't really matter what you and I think. And we're going to get a chance to go down to the field and get conversation here in just a moment. Look at that crowd here tonight. And ST Chevy Show coming up in just a moment. Let's go down to Nelson on the field.
Thanks, Tim. Thanks, Tom. This is the Coach's Corner, brought to you by Carolina Furniture Concepts. Well, Coach, as the old saying goes, defense what does win championships, and it was all defense in the first quarter from both teams. However, y'all drew the first blood, so let's talk about the first half.
Well, we got a little momentum in the third drive. I was really excited. Made a couple big plays. They're really good, too. I mean, it's a great game. I was hoping to get that field goal. I'm really proud of our defense. They're keeping us in it.
So, Coach, as we look towards the second half of the game, what's the message to the boys in the locker room?
Well, no more penalties. We're beating ourselves.
All right, Coach. Good luck in the second half. Yes, sir. Tim, Tom, back to you guys.
Well, good first half of action here, tied at 7. You'll see how the touchdown came. Tolbert look right, look left, that he takes the touchdown. 7 plays, 38 yards, a minute 5 as he rolls into the end zone. And he almost fumbled. Well, he did fumble it there, and then bang, he gets knocked down there. Good defense. And then here late in the first half, just 48 seconds ago, go to Trey Alder for their big tight end. PAT good. Hey, we're tied at 7 at half.
It's Troy.
Oh, Troy, not Trey.
According to my roster. I don't know.
Yeah, we don't have it.
We don't have stats.
I figured.
We don't have.
Friday Night Rivals halftime, brought to you by Asheville Chevrolet.
Okay, cool. We're good. Let's make sure we're on the same page. All right.
Bojangles Friday Night Rivals halftime, brought to you by Asheville Chevrolet.
Welcome back to Friday Night Rivals here on the Asheville Chevrolet Halftime Show. Joining us are the long-standing and proud sponsors from the aforementioned Asheville Chevrolet, Bobby and Joey Roussel. The Roussel men, good to have y'all here tonight for the season opener.
Great to be here.
All right, Joey, you excited to be here?
Really excited to be here.
That's what I'm talking about. So let's talk, because no first half is complete without the Bobby Roussel first-time half assessment. So let's talk about that.
First half has been phenomenal. Watching these boys fight back and forth. Just been a great game, a defensive struggle, but it looks like the Greenies are going to come out on top.
Defense does win championships. Bobby, Joey, you want to add to that?
Yeah, I was just going to say, looks like long quarters. Right at the end, there's some scoring, and it's just, like he said, a lot of physicality. It's great.
That's right.
Football's back.
Football is back indeed. So, Joey, let's talk business. What's on the lot right now over at Asheville Chevy?
We have a lot of Silverados and a lot of tracks. So many tracks they're going to call us Tracksville Chevrolet. And we have our summer sell down event right now. Come out and drive one.
How long does the summer sale event last? Till Labor Day or what?
We're going to have the summer sale event at least till the end of the month. We're probably going to push it a little further.
Okay. Now, Bobby, I'd be remiss if I didn't bring up the fact that you look very handsome in your pink shirt here tonight. What's this Asheville Chevrolet event all about?
Well, we're having our annual breast cancer event on October 9th like we do every year. And we're really looking forward to this year because last year the hurricane, we didn't get to have the event.
Very true.
And it's free admission. It'll be at Asheville Chevrolet on October 9th from 5 to 8:30. Come down and get you some food. Come down and celebrate, and come down and enjoy just at the community.
I'm loving that. And now, Bobby, just to be clear, why is this so important to the community? Let's really zero in on that.
Because it's here for Hope Chest to raise money for the people that can't afford, that have breast cancer, that can't afford to have the surgery or can't afford to get to the doctor's appointments.
Now, from what I understand, just like in years past, there's going to be a mammogram bus as well. Is that correct?
That is correct. The mammogram bus will be there all day doing mammograms for the ladies that can't afford it, or the ladies that just want to come and have a mammogram and their insurance will cover it.
It's a very noble effort. Well, Bobby and Joey, as always, on behalf of My 40 and Friday Night Rivals, thank you for y'all's long-standing and proud support of high school athletics. We truly couldn't do it without y'all.
And we couldn't do it without you, Nelson.
Proud partnership indeed.
Thank you, Nelson.
All right. We'll be back in just a moment, folks. Welcome back to Friday Night Rivals here on the Asheville Chevrolet Halftime Show. Well, folks, throughout the course of the F&R season, we're going to interview an array of RB Scholar athlete winners here on this show. These RB Scholar athlete winners are eligible to receive a $5,000 scholarship. This afternoon, we are joined by the RB Scholar athlete winner from Ambassador Christian School, Caleb Gautier. Mr. Gautier, good to have you on the show today.
Great to be here. Thank you.
All right.
Yes, sir.
So let's talk. You're in your football uniform. What are your thoughts on tonight's game, my man?
Tonight, just grateful to travel, grateful to be up here in Asheville, and, I mean, ready to get a good game in.
Now, what position do you play?
DN and left guard.
Okay, and you're also a wrestler as well. Is that right, Caleb?
Yes, sir. 215 last year. Yep.
Very nice.
Yes, sir.
Now, when it comes to academics, you're sitting on a bad boy 3.7 GPA. Is that right?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Now, let's talk about some of your academic accomplishments as well.
Yeah, you know, I'm a couple AP classes deep. I've got 3 4s on AP exams so far, so that feels good. And taking 2-3 more APs this year.
Most impressive. Now, what are some of your post-high school plans? Do they include playing football and being a wrestler?
Yes, I would love to land somewhere for football or wrestling. Hoping to be in the military also, so West Point or Naval Academy is what I'm thinking right now. I'm leaning towards West Point, so go Army.
Outstanding, my man.
Yes,
now,
sir.
let's talk about your involvement in the community. I gather you volunteered at a place called Camp Barnabas. Is that right?
Yes, sir. I've been there for the last 4 summers. It's a week-long experience serving campers with special needs, and that's somewhere that the Lord has just worked through me, grown me in my faith, and yeah, overall, just a great place to be and serve.
And you won an award there as well. Is that correct?
Which one?
You won an award as well, the Presidential Award. Is that correct?
Yeah. Presidential Service Award. I believe I had like 200 service hours from this last year, somewhere around that, but hoping to do that again this year.
So it sounds like community service is a big part of your personality. Is that what I'm hearing right now?
Yes, sir. That's somewhere that the Lord has worked in my heart and an opportunity to just serve Him.
So bottom line, what's the final prediction on tonight's game? Talk to me.
Getting a dub, because that's what we're here for.
All right.
Yes,
well,
sir.
once again, Caleb, you are our RB Scholar athlete winner for this week. Congratulations.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
RBs, we have the meets. We'll be back in just a moment, folks.
Yeah.
Welcome back to Friday Night Rivals here on the Asheville Chevrolet Halftime Show. Well, folks, I'm standing here on the sidelines with one of the lovely mamas of Christ School. Mama, you enjoying the first half of the game so far?
Absolutely. It's really exciting.
That's good stuff. Say, Mom, listen, can I ask you a question?
Sure.
Do you happen to know which bone kids tend to break the most often when playing a sport?
Maybe the ankle?
That's a very good guess, Mom, but in reality, it's actually the wrist. Because I got to tell you, when you hit the ground, those falls, oh, yeah, they can be quite brutal. Learned something new tonight, though.
Absolutely, yeah.
That's right, but that's okay, though. Because you want to know why? Because at Mercy Urchin Health, they are there for all of life's bumps, bruises, and breaks. Now, Mom, since I got you here, can I ask you a second question?
Sure.
Did you know that at Mercy Urchin Health, they provide high-quality care at a fraction of the cost of an ER visit?
I didn't know that. Huh?
Tonight, isn't that right, Mom?
That's right. That's
right. Mercy Urgent Care, healing the Western North Carolina region since the year 1900. Well, now, Mom, now that you learned some medical knowledge, you ready to get back to the game?
Absolutely. Let's do it.
Let's do it indeed. Bring it in, Mom. All right. We'll be back in just a moment, folks.
With Tim Amos, good first half, Tim. 7-7 ball game. What you're looking for? Friday Night Rivals, our first start. Good first half, tied at 7.
Yeah, just not much you can say. I mean, the teams were trying to feel each other out, and they played kind of even in the first half. There were 2 touchdowns scored. Ambassador Christian had the ball 7 on 7 drives, Christ School on 6. Each team had 1 touchdown. Each team punted the ball 4 times. Ambassador Christian lost 1 fumble, had 1 turnover on downs, and Christ School missed a field goal. So that's pretty much it.
Yeah, Christ School took the lead, 5-yard run. Jackson Tolbert, the quarterback, 7 plays, 38 yards in 1:05. Ambassador Christian on touchdown reception and 2 yards. Troy, I think I called him Trey, my apologies. Troy Alderfer, outstanding player, catch from Weston Michaelak. And a couple of looks at the first half here. You see that sunshine, beautiful night up inside. You had Kelly brought up the football very early. Look at that defense. It was one of the keys in the first half, Tim.
And look at the defense on both sides.
And Barton
plays.
Goes up, makes that catch. He was under pressure, and they get a limbo inside. And man, forget about it. He is wrapped up at the line of scrimmage. That was one of the keys, the inability to run the football a little bit. And then trying to scramble there. Look right, look left. There's that first touchdown of the game by Tolbert, the quarterback, and that made it 7-0. And almost got that ball away, and bang, he paid for it right there. Good defense as well. And then the touchdown came, and Troy Alderfer able to make that catch there late in the first half with 22.8 seconds. Tell you what, Christ School able to go down, missed a 45-yard field goal there late first half. We're tied at 7, and quick look at the keys, Tim.
Early emotion. I don't think we saw early emotion from Ambassador Christian. They held their own pretty well. They did not win the turnover battle. They actually lost the turnover battle with 1 turnover. Christ School, they stayed close. Not only did they stay close early, they took the lead, and they've handled adversity. There's been a lot of penalties that have gone against them. Of course, have gone against both teams. Both teams have handled it very well.
Exciting first half. And we look forward to much the same here in the second half. Glad you're with us on this Friday night. How about Friday Night Rivals, 17th year. Congrats to those folks at WLOS and 540 that have been along for the ride for a long time and being able to bring high school football to Western North Carolina and South Carolina over those many years. I know you've been around.
You were a senior in college when you started, weren't you, Tom?
I tell you what, you've been around a while. 93, right? Back in the day with Asheville, right?
Yeah, that was when I first started.
Well, to kick it away, Ambassador Christian. So after deferring, it'll be Christ School to have the football to begin in the second half. But you know what? Is it going to be like we started in the first half?
Looks like it.
We're going to have a penalty. Just another moment about that, but you know, you got things going back in the day with the streaming before WLOS and My 40 got involved and all that kind of stuff. So that was pretty awesome. Back in the days, it was relatively rudimentary, wasn't it?
Well, it was more tape delay.
Yeah.
No such thing as streaming back when we started.
Oh,
It was
okay.
just tape delay. You take the big 3/4-inch tape
Yeah, the 3/4.
over to the cable company, and they plug it in and play it for you. And that's how we did it. So.
Anybody listening that knows anything about 3/4 tape. Well, we can tell you that something about 3 quarters. We're in the 3rd quarter here.
Yes, we can.
We're going to do it again. In 93, Tim, I broadcast the first game ever played at the Fargo Dome at North Dakota State in Pitt State back in 93. Been around the block a little bit like you.
Was it cold?
I was inside, but I was there in 1990 at Dakota Field, and it was the frozen tundra of Fargo, North Dakota.
Wow.
Tied at 7. We get set for the second half. Can do it all over again. And going to boot it away. Austin does. He's an outstanding kicker as well. A chance for the return. And across the 10. Get to the outside. Pretty good running room that way. 22-yard line there. And that is where Christ School will begin here in the second half. Jeremiah Tompkins, linebacker, made that play after the kickoff return. Tell you, a good crowd on hand tonight. Filled in here. A lot of folks from Ambassador Christian from Huntersville, North Carolina, and you just joined us and coming to the broadcast. This is their 2nd year of school. 1st year of varsity football. Played JV last year. Went 10-0, including the 33-2 win here against the Christ School JV team. Outscored their opponents 377 to 95, and they have a roster of about 90. And as we talked with Coach Pogue, and he indicated that 40 different schools these young men are from, so they're kind of assimilating everybody in. And same thing on the Christ School side with Glenn Alexander coming in, both those gentlemen with outstanding coaching credentials. Well, we're ready to go, and it'll be first down and 10 for the 24-yard line. Try to get outside and up to the 30. Ball's loose. Who's going to get it? And it is rolling around, and it's going to be recovered by the Lions. They come out of there with a football. And let's see what we have.
We have a flag. Cancel takes the pitch. Ball just knocked out.
Knocked out of there. Good hit. They battled around, and Christian able to come up with a football there. And it is going to be Lion football. We talked about the turnovers and how big they can be. The one in the first half on a bad snap by the Lions, and it was recovered at the 38-yard line, and that led to the Tolbert 5-yard run for the score to take the early 7-0 lead. Here early in the second half, going to have outstanding field position at the 31-yard line, less than a minute into the 3rd quarter of play. So great field position here. Defense for Greenies has been good. Going to fire it out on the edge, and it's complete there inside the 30-yard line. And pretty good juke move on the far sideline. Travis Barton, the sophomore, has been highly involved. He got the pass from another sophomore, Weston Michalak, who is the starting quarterback. And a pretty good gain there. He's been instrumental in the first half. Troy Alderfer is well involved. Knowledge Eccles. We see Keenan Dixon and also Jair Gonzalez. 5 different receivers involved in the first half of the Lions. And now we've got a timeout here. We got a player down maybe on the far sideline over there.
Not sure.
Coach headed over that way. Let's see.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, player on the way on the far side, the Lions sideline over there. We'll not speculate at this point, but the early turnover here in the 3rd quarter of play has given the Lions opportunities here.
Let's hope it's just a cramp. That's
yeah, they've got that. They're stretching that leg out. I mean, very fortunate. It rained hard over, I know, in parts of South Carolina when I was driving over today, and then got here, and boy, very nice, and turned into a nice night.
It was a little overcast early here.
So you see Ethan Christie getting up, walking off, and he's been instrumental, and defensive have been dominant by both teams so far, and hasn't really been a whole lot of flow offensively for either team. But the defense had a lot to do with it. And there on the other sideline, same thing. Trying to work on that young. That's Knowledge Eccles. That's his first name, Knowledge Eccles. 6'4" sophomore, highly regarded prospect. So Michael Eck will bring him up. And it'll be a second down play and get it out on the edge again to Barton. Let's see what he can do. And then he's wrapped up hard as he turned it inside the 20-yard line. Hit hard out on the edge there by Kean Conley. And it's into the First Bank red zone. First Bank with 23 locations in Western North Carolina and the upstate as well. First Bank red zone. First time second half here inside the red zone. And again out on the edge, and this time it's Dixon with a football. It turned it inside the 15 to the 10 and then rolled out of bounds. Just trying to get that ball out on the edge, and if you can get that one-on-one matchup out there, the press coverage has been pretty good for the most part tonight against these young guys and making solid tackles as well. But nonetheless, it's going to be inside the 10-yard line, become first and goal from there. So trying to get on the scoreboard. They scored with 22.8 seconds to go in the first half, culminating 11-play, 63-yard drive in 3 minutes and 50 seconds. The Troy Alder for a catch of 2 yards. Again, going to get out to Barton. He is going to high step his way into the end zone to the right side, to the wide side of the field. He'll take it in, and the Lions are taking the first lead of the night here 13-7 at 10:59 of the third. Just quickly throw it out on the edge, and nobody was there, and really good. There you see Alderford down the field blocking, and that's one of the keys as well. Dixon there, your outside wide receivers have to block, and they have to do it without holding, and they did that successfully there to provide that 13-7 margin. And Xander Austin trying to add to it, kicks it up and over the top of our cameraman down there. And more importantly, it went straight through. So early on here in the third quarter, after recovering the fumble, able to get the touchdown there by Barton. He takes it in, and it becomes 14-7 Lions.
How long was that pass?
Oh, I think 6 yards.
Okay.
I'm glad you brought this, man.
Yeah, I know.
All right, let me remind you, don't let game night dinner get you stressed. You know what to do. Stop by Ingles for great choices from the Ingles Deli. Rotisserie chicken, you love that. Freshly made salads, delicious hot bar. They got a sub bar as well, you know. Dinner and a snap. We all love that. And then off to the game. Ingles, you know, low prices. And we all love the savings. And a nice way to begin the second half for Ambassador Christian. After they scored 22.8 seconds to go in the first half, they recover a fumble on the first possession by Christ School in the third quarter, and then they were able to put together a drive and score. Martin takes it in, 6 yards out. PAT good. That's where we are, 14-7. A couple minutes into the third quarter. Kick it away deep again, and this one will sail out of the back of the end zone. And take a look at it there. Going to walk it back out to the 20-yard line. That's where we begin here. So we'll see how the response comes from Christ School. Coming out of a 4-5 season a year ago, 6-6 the year prior to that, 4-7. Trying to get a 500 season. They won the championship. North Carolina Independent School Athletic Association. This is a Division I matchup, by the way, independent schools. And a good look there at Jackson Tolbert, the sophomore quarterback, getting the start tonight. He looks right and lobs it. Boy, nice touch, and he gets it out to the 21-yard line because there was a player in front, and he has to just drop it over with a defender thundering from behind. Watch this throw, and Cancel catches that ball, and then he's going to be knocked out of bounds hard. But, man, that is an outstanding touch pass there by Jackson Tolbert, and the concentration by Cancel as well.
Yeah, able to hold on to the ball with all that activity on his body. It was a great catch.
See another player down there for Ambassador Christian. Hopefully just another cramp. We saw that a couple of minutes ago with a player for either team as well. And up and walking off there. And that young man's had a nice night. Jeremiah Tompkins, an outside linebacker at 6'2", 190 junior. Again, we mentioned, if you've just joined us, this is just the second year of the school and the first year of varsity football. Played a JV schedule last year and won all 10 of those games. So a lot of these young men are juniors, and then there have been a lot of other youngsters that have come in this year as well. Want to throw it again, tunnel screen, back inside, 25, across the 25 out of the 26-yard line. Able to pick it up there, and had to lay that one right in there as well. He had to try a bullet right there. We talked about that touch pass and a good block on the outside.
Harris Bryant did a good job to hold on to the ball that time. Just cut back to the ball and held on to it.
So out to the 26-yard line. And handed inside. Boy, there wasn't anything there. Good job defensively to stack it up at the line of scrimmage. And then there's another young man, I think, stretching it out. Cancel has it. Man, he was just blasted right there. Outstanding tackle by Willie Sturgis, a linebacker at 6'1", 205.
Looks like we might have another cramp there.
Yeah, man,
that's, you know, it's that time of year.
That hurts, you know, all one point or another. Get him up, and you know the thing about it is it's sometimes, and it is the first game, and they've had one scrimmage they got with Ben Lippin in Columbia, Missouri. They had another one at Nation Ford, which was going to be a really good scrimmage of two teams from North Carolina, two teams from South Carolina. And you see Sturgis going off there, and that one they were all there, and lightning struck.
Yeah.
And they didn't get a chance to play. So they've had one scrimmage, and that was in Columbia, South Carolina. And so forced to punt the football now. That was a third down play, and launched on line drive and taken, and a chance by Kelly. Good block outside, good run inside the 50, down to the 47-yard line, and that is where the Lions will begin inside Greenie territory. When we come back, 14-7, Ambassador Christian leading here at Christ School.
Flag.
Friday Frenzy, where is it? Friday Frenzy. Here we go.
Penalty against the Lions. A 15-yard penalty.
(9:14) third quarter, 14-7 Ambassador Christian leading Christ School. One of many games across Western North Carolina, so we don't remind you. Do I need to remind you? Tune in to News 13 at 11 o'clock tonight. Complete coverage, Western North Carolina high school football. You know, Chris Womack and Marvin Parker, they got you covered. Friday Football Frenzy is brought to you by Foundation Solutions of Western North Carolina. Those guys do an outstanding job. You want to see highlights, you're going to get them from those two guys. All right, here we go. After the punt, pretty good field position. Fumbled, throw long. He's got a man open. Barton will capture it at the 20, and he'll take it the distance for the touchdown. Boy, good job to begin things by Michalak. I think we'll get a look at it here. Had to handle that catch and the snap, and then he launched it long, and it was right into the hands of the speedster. And man, if he gets behind you, 5'9", 175 sophomore playmaker, able to go the distance for the touchdown, and all of a sudden it becomes a 20-7 ball game. Laid that one out beautifully.
Yep.
Late arriving, coming back in, gonna attempt to add the PAT, and it is up, and it sails up and splits the uprights that quickly. A couple of touchdowns in 3 minutes here, less than 3 minutes in the third quarter. It's a 21-7 lead as you take a look at the pass. Nicely done. Barton out there makes the catch, touchdown. Well, as we come back, let me remind you to stay tuned. Later in tonight's broadcast game, we'll be highlighting the school bus stop of the game presented by NITIS. The law in every state requires drivers to always stop for a school bus. You know that, hopefully. Stop arm is out. Red lights flashing. Paid for by NITIS. We'll have that for you a little bit later on. Stop of the game. And there have been a bunch of them here tonight to choose from, that's for sure. But I'll tell you what, taking advantage of a turnover, Tim, and then the big play there, and all of a sudden it's widened out a bit.
Yeah, I think that turnover, you know, that was one of our keys, is take advantage of turnovers or eliminate turnovers or positive turnovers, and that's what's happening.
Well, on the kickoff, a chance to return, and up the sideline, midfield, could go the distance. Oh, the tackle made by Xander Austin. Had one to beat there. Good tackle by Austin, the kicker. That was Dre Smith, who showed his playmaking ability and returns at about 50 yards to the 45-yard line. Much needed for the Greenies here, down 21-7 at the third.
There is a flag down at the 33-yard line.
All right.
So it's going to come back a little bit.
On the return.
Yep, resting right there at the 33. I tell you, we talked about playmakers and Jackson Cancel. Let's see if we can pick it up here. Smith's got it. That's a good tackle by Austin. I mean, it's going to come back anyway, but sometimes your kicker is the last line of defense. So instead of being at the 45-yard line.
Yeah, he did his job that time. At least you know your kicker can do his job.
This one will start at the 23-yard line. And first down and 10 from there. That's a pretty important drive to throw it long. It's launched there for Smith, and it is overthrown. Pretty good coverage in the backside there. Is the flag going to go down? They will say no. Had pretty good double coverage out that way. It was Trenton Williams, stride for stride at 5'11", 185, a junior. One more look at it.
He picked up the ball to carry it back, wouldn't hand it to the official, so the official would stay with him a while, and he could get a word in with him. Smart play.
Well, it's pretty good contact there before the ball arrived, but now let him play. And they bring up second down and 10 from 37. Trying to throw that ball deep and get it out on the edge, but prior to that, we've got some whistles and a flag over on the far sideline. Just trying to get that football.
Against the Greenies, that'll be a 5-yard penalty. Second down.
So it's going to be a 5-yard penalty and be second down again. 8:41 here in the third quarter. We're tied at 7 at intermission. And a turnover by Christ School, a fumble, and then a relatively 6-yard touchdown pass to Barton. Michalak, and then went deep through that ball. Barton as well. We'll fire this one out of the edge, and good job defensively to break down, make the tackle at the 22-yard line. Trying to get a little one-on-one coverage out there, a few yards that way, but it'll bring up a third down and long now.
Cancell's a good guy to get out on the perimeter. Just couldn't break free that time. But
so here comes another third down play. I mean, this is a pretty big play as well. I'm going to hand it up inside, and not much there going. Trying to get a few yards, and going to have to kick it out of there here. Hand the ball upside of Braden Smith, who getting an opportunity. Comes in for Jackson Cancel on occasion there. And now it's going to be Spencer Thompson back on to punt the football. And Ambassador Christian here with 8 minutes to go and counting in the third quarter. Already scored a couple of touchdowns. They scored one with 22.8 seconds in the first half to tie it at 7, but have been dominating here so far early on in the third quarter.
we'll see if that 63-yard pass play is a backbreaker.
All right. There is a timeout on the field with 7:40 to go. I'll tell you what are we going to do? Let's go ahead. There's a lot to smile about, particularly early for the Greenies there. A lot to smile about here. Second half for Smile Cam, sponsored by Carolina Albia Orthodontics.
One shot, one opportunity. It's everything you ever wanted. One moment. But you can't shake. Just know it's love. Yeah. His palms are sweaty, knees weak, arms are heavy. His vomit on his sweater already. Mom's spaghetti, he's nervous.
Well, it's been a nice visit out here to Christ School today, hasn't everybody's been so nice and helpful to us. And
yeah.
I think Clint Alexander, the head coach, Dr. Sean Jenkins, the headmaster, the AD Josh Coley.
And here is the kick, and it is away, and it's bounding down to the 26-yard line. So 7:27 to go, and it's a 21-7 game. Ambassador Christian will have the football. And tell you, this is a place where they need a defensive stop. We saw defense be prevalent in the first half and did a nice job to slow down this Ambassador Christian. They've got to settle in a little bit and took advantage of that turnover. And they'll break out of their huddle on the far sideline. You were talking about where they play. They're going to be Asheville School, we mentioned, at Lenore Ryan. They're going to be at Raven Gap. They're going to be at Wesleyan in Atlanta, Greece Christian in Knoxville, at Baylor in Chattanooga. I mean, they have a really, really difficult schedule. First year of varsity football. They'll throw it back inside. It's a nice play defensively. Wrapped up and dumped hard.
That sounds almost like a college schedule. With that much travel, that's a lot of road time.
Logan Woolsey makes that play there, and when we visited with Coach Pogue earlier, indicating that that's what they want to do. They want to play a national schedule, and we talked about They're going to go to Dublin, Ireland to begin the season next year. Part of that football classic on the high school side. Tomorrow it's Farmageddon in Dublin. All right, we will give you an opportunity to know that it's okay to need support. No matter your crisis, you have options. Learn more at nedhhs.gov/crisis services. And again, that's ncdhhs.gov/crisis services. If you need support, you've got some options, and you can learn a lot more there. All right, here we go. And to throw it out on the edge again. They've been successful with that. Good gain there. Dixon will get his advantage out of about the 45-yard line. He's upended there by Skylou, who gets you to the action there and got the linebacker isolated out of the wide receiver. They've had success throwing that ball to the outside, particularly here late in the first half and early in the second half.
They've had good movement by the receivers after the catch as well. And there's a flag on the play on about the 34-yard line, so we'll see what that's all about.
We had a lot of those. I guess the scene was kind of set on the first play of the game. The kickoff, there was a penalty. So there's going to be a personal foul, and this one's going to go against, well,
offset.
Actually offset. We got a little chippy there in the first half. And teams banging on one another a little bit of the first half. A lot of energy in the first game of the year. Next week, we're at Hendersonville, and Wes Henderson comes in. A lot of battles there in that part of Western North Carolina as well. We're going to be all over the place. We've got games up all the way out Swain County. We're going to be out that way.
I don't think we've ever been to Swain County, have we? For a Friday Night Rivals game.
So we're out that way, and Polk and Owen back in Kenny's area back in the day. Out on the far sideline, it's taken there. It's Dixon again. He breaks the tackle up the sideline inside the 40 and down to the 35-yard line in Greenie territory. Tell you, Dixon's been a factor as well. We talked about the playmaking ability. Barton and Knowledge Eccles is the big guy at 6'4", 200 sophomore, but Keenan Dixon has been a factor in the game, and then Troy Alderfer with a touchdown catch in the first half. Big tight end at 6'5", 245, and we've seen Jair Gonzalez as well. Going to throw it again in the pocket, fires it over the middle. It's complete, and a good gain down to the 30-yard line this time.
You know, we haven't seen Eccles for a while.
Not in the second half much, have we? Brian Willoughby getting a chance to play here in the second half. There is another player down. High near pass. And we'll take a look at that and see that catch by Ryan Willoughby, and opportunity there for him because the pocket was clean. Keeping the quarterback clean, brought to you by Pocket Change Laundry, Western North Carolina's premier laundry service. We've redefined the standard for laundry care, combining cutting-edge technology, unparalleled customer service, and a total commitment to quality that has earned us the reputation of being the best in Western North Carolina. You got to have that pocket clean, Tim. And it has been, that's been part of it, is you want to kind of weave it back around, the ability to throw the football. A young man coming off, and glad to see that. There's been some cramping here tonight that has been a big problem here, particularly late in the second half. Lincoln Stevens coming off, and he has been a vital part of this defense here tonight, played outstanding football.
And he got appropriate cheers from the student section.
Yeah, got a nice student section just to our right here. They've come, they almost always stand the whole game every time we come here, about once a year. And there's a handoff, and it's a 20-yard run down to the 10 to the 5 and take it in for the touchdown. I mean, able to just widen it out back inside, and that spreading by Mason Emery has scored the third touchdown here in the third quarter of play, and all of a sudden it's become a 27-7 game at 5:44. We talked about Kelly and how good he has been. Mason Emery getting his opportunity. Joey Limbo we saw a little bit, and when we visited with Coach Pogue earlier in the week, he liked all three of those young men, and rightfully so. We've seen them all in action here tonight. A lot of playmakers on the offensive side. They've kicked it into high gear here in the third quarter with 3 touchdowns. And Xander Lawson booms it up, and he kicks it through. And it becomes a 28-7 ball game. Ambassador Christian with the lead with 5:44 to play here in the third quarter. When we all come back, you hear in a moment.
Welcome back to Friday Night Rivals. I'm standing here on the sideline with the proud athletic director from Christ School, Josh Coley. Athletic Director Coley, on behalf of My 40 and Friday Night Rivals, thank you all so much for extending a warm invitation for us to come here tonight. We proudly present you a check for $500.
Yeah, thank you very much. We appreciate y'all coming and being here and partnering with our school. It's a great evening. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Tim, Tom, back to you guys.
All right, thank you, Nelson. Always like coming over here, and you mentioned it a couple of minutes ago about, boy, everybody's just so nice, and they provide everything that we need to try to pull our part of the process successfully. We appreciate that, and same thing for Ambassador Christian. They were great to work with this week as well. So great way to begin 11 consecutive weeks of Friday Night Rivals for the 17th year on My 40. So hope you'll be with us. We're going to get around the Western North Carolina and the upstate as well.
And the Ambassador Christian scoring drive. 74 yards, 5 plays, a minute 43 seconds, capped off by the 31-yard run by Mason Emery, and the PAT was good.
Well, they've had the passing game, and now they're incorporating the running game. They couldn't get much going running the football early, but as the game has gone on, and they've been able to widen it out a little bit, and you can see that they've got the potential to score in a hurry. Well, we've said it a couple times here in the third, but this becomes a really important drive down 28-7, and to throw it out on the edge. Good catch and throw. And advancing out of the 26-yard line before he is upended there. Yeah, Jackson Cancel has been effective out of the backfield catching the ball, in addition to his ability to run as well. And if you weren't with us earlier, Tim and I had a chance to visit with him before the game. Just an impressive young man. We asked him about at the collegiate level. His ball is handed inside and banging hard, about 6-yard run off that right side. Able to pick it up a little bit there. And we asked him about maybe collegiately what he would like to do. And he said, yeah, he'd like to play, but he said his major emphasis was on the academic side. And I mean, that was
he did say his dream was Duke.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
and he also was talking about some other Ivy League schools. So he's definitely got his thoughts in the right place.
Tried to dump that ball off underneath, and unable to make that catch was Isaac Schultz, and probably a good thing because he was going to get unloaded there if he catches that ball. And a good block coming off the edge there, though. It's great camera work again tonight, and providing you the sights and sounds here from Hardin, North Carolina. Tom Vandal along with Tim Avis. Glad to be with you tonight. Be with you next week at Hendersonville. Throw it back inside. Smith catches it this time. Nice job. He's across the 40, 41-yard line. That's a nice gain there and a much needed gain, trying to keep the ball away from Ambassador Christian and hopefully get something on the board here in the third quarter after Lions has scored 3 touchdowns to take that 28-7 lead. So able to cut it back inside and got a couple of blocks there as well. From the 41-yard line now, first down 10. Looks left, not there. Going to have to unload it. And good job. Wasn't there, just throw it away and move on to the next down. You talk about that all the time. There was Merrick Romero, linebacker, making the play as well. 3 down. You see the linebacker sit right back in there as well. Spread them out, single back, 3 wide to the right side of the field. Inside run. And hammered Cancel will take it to the 43-yard line. Lotto up there to upend him at the 43.
It looks like Hudson Presley's been in at quarterback for the last few plays now. He's a sophomore, 5'11", 172.
We talked with the coach prior to the game and knew that he wanted to use a couple of different quarterbacks. And he said that philosophically that's what he's been able to do with his stops along the way in his 30-some year career. And a flag goes down. Trying to get lined up there. So Presley getting a chance to play here. Saw him a little bit in the first half. Tolbert scored the lone touchdown in the first half of a 5-yard run. It was a 7-0 lead by Christ School. So he's going to come back over and have that conversation. We talked about that schedule. I mean, also going to play South Point as well and going to Chattanooga. And there's another penalty. And unsportsmanlike conduct. We've had a number of those here tonight. We've had a couple of offsetting penalties as well. So we'll move the ball to the 43-yard line. And we'll see if that's eventually trying to figure out where it's going to be with 3:40 to go here in the third quarter. Looking to the side, the officials involved in yet another conversation, and they have had a number of those here tonight. And now they are going to walk it off. I wondered they had called the penalty, and then they went to the line of scrimmage, but
referee went over to talk to Coach Pogue across the way.
So the bottom line is it's to the 43-yard line. And a first time in Lions territory here in the second half. And off play action, roll right, has time, steps up, unloads it long, and it is incomplete. Little misread there, miscommunication. Went deep over the middle, had a couple players there and wanted one to cut back the other way. And it just falls untouched. And bring up a second out of 10.
Looks like Presley had a lot of running room on that side if he had decided to pull it down and run. I don't know what kind of runner he is, but obviously he was carrying out the design play. But there was a lot of green.
So it brings up second down and 10, and Dre Smith will come in near the line of scrimmage and in the slot there as well, a wide receiver. Presley will fire underneath on the far sideline. Caught over that way. Good job by Presley to step up into the pocket and move to his right a little bit and then hit the receiver on the run on the far sideline. Tell you what, nice catch. Laid it out there so that Smith could capture it. 6'1", 179. Smith the junior. He's had a nice night tonight. And we had a play without a penalty.
I know, I was looking around for the
You know what? He was silent there for a minute. Thrown long, battled for Smith. There was contact and let it go. I was like you, Tim. There was some silence there because we were both momentarily stunned that there wasn't a penalty on the play. Tried to go deep there. And
the defender fell down on the play. What's this? He just fell down, but if the ball was a little bit overthrown. Had it not been, that was 6.
Yeah. And you see shot there in the end zone. He's had a number of players here in the second half go down a little bit. And Turn going to hand it off up inside. Banging his way is Cancel. And boy, tremendous footwork in traffic to make that cut as O'Shea goes on a dime. And then a nickel. And he accelerated forward. Pretty good gain there. And it is a first down. This is a good drive. And this is one that they needed for many reasons, down 28-7. 3 touchdowns here in the third quarter alone for Ambassador Christian to take that 28-7 lead after we were tied at 7 at half. But now first down play. The 20-yard line, and Presley to fire it into the end zone, and it is incomplete. That one thrown in traffic there. And leaping up there, Tyson Williams. He's had a good night tonight. Has some time to throw the football and trying to get that there, trying to just wedge it in there to Isaac Schultz. He and White out on the edge have had pretty good nights tonight. And also Cancel in the passing game as well. That brings up a second down and 10. Under 3 minutes to play here in the third quarter. Turner going to hand it back up inside, and I mean, he's hard running, tough yards, gang tackling inside. Cancel gets a couple of yards as he bangs it up the middle.
Cancel the ball carrier. Forward progress for about 4 yards.
So we go under 2.5 minutes here to play in the third quarter in the 28-7 ball game. And it'll bring up a third down at about 6 after a 4-yard gain, and fired again. A bubble screen, cut back inside. Pretty good running room there. Able to get down inside the 10-yard line. Nice catch as he takes the ball inside, and that was the sophomore Harris Bryan. And there's another, I think, player down right now. Trying to help him off on the far sideline, holding that shoulder. He's had some cramps. And once they moved inside the 20, it was a First Bank red zone. First Bank with 23 locations in Western North Carolina and the upstate. So we'll see if we can get any kind of information on the far sideline. But bottom line is, nice drive, trying to get on the board here. First and goal at the 8-yard line. Presley's done a nice job coming into the quarterback spot. He will fire, and did he catch the ball? He did. Wow. How about that? Man, I mean to tell you, you want to talk about threading that highly coveted needle, and he did. And the other part about that is the concentration by Schultz to catch it for a touchdown. Becomes 28-13. Nice drive put together by the Greenies. Get their first touchdown here and score in the third quarter. Here's one more look at it. Especially the sophomore rolls right. I mean, that's a really, really good catch. It was behind him. He had to catch it. And he also had another receiver in the area and 2 defenders. So well done to get the points on the board. Spencer Thompson will come on and try to kick the PAT, and he does that successfully, and it becomes a 28-14 score right now, with Ambassador Christian with the lead here with 1:47 to play in the third quarter. So we'll take a break, come back, take you down the stretch into third when we return in a moment.
This is the school bus stop of the game, presented by NHTSA. Always remember to stop when the school bus arm is out. This is the school bus stop of the game.
All right, nice drive, touchdown, 28-14 as the Greenies get back in it. We remind you, Bojangles, they are a proud sponsor, and we're thankful of that. A WOS on Friday Night Football. It's not just football season, you know, it's tailgate season. You've been waiting for it. Head to Bojangles and order your tailgate box today. We had a couple of them outside before the game. It's not a tailgate, you know, without Bojangles, because it's always bow time. Well, it's kickoff time here in the third quarter with 1:47 to go after a touchdown. And they're going to kick it up in the air, and it's caught and taken by the Greenies, but the flag goes down. Let's see what happened here on the kickoff. It wasn't, there's a little bounding ball, and, you know, on the onside kick, and maybe didn't go far enough.
May not have gone far enough.
Take a look at that, and that was well done, man.
Not sure if we have that angle, but
yeah, kind of popped it there, and it was Spencer Thompson kicking it, and it looked like Cam Long White was able to come up with the ball, but the flag went down almost immediately. Hey, you know what? You get. Okay, here we go from the 40. Oh man, that's a tough call, I think. Well, that was a really good look there. Great camera work to give us that look. I was right down the line, but you know, bottom line was it went against. One more look at it here. It's got to go 10 yards. Depends on what color glasses you're wearing, I guess. Let's take a look at it. It's close, I guess. I mean, it's a tough call, and I don't blame Clint Alexander over here for wanting an explanation. It's close on the two replays that we saw, but the call on the field, I mean, they're going to have it at the, if anything, it was the half rather than a full yard behind it. It was close, but that's the call that goes, and that's the call that's going to stand. And that's a big play in this game, because if he's able to pick that ball up, and he had it on the run.
Yeah, that would have, he could have broken it. I mean.
So we'll see how the defense responds here. And, you know, if you're Ambassador Christian, they've had success getting the ball on the edge, which has set up the opportunity to throw the ball deep. And they have been able to do that with a long touchdown pass to Barton as well. He's been involved, and here's Kelly's going to sweep off that left side. Not a whole lot there. Just an outstanding job defensively by the Greenies, and they were led by Lincoln Stevens. He's one of the captains on this year's team. Not a whole lot of running available there. Talked about a number of captains and leadership committee. You need those young men to be leaders in your program. Got to get out to Dixon again, and it goes through his hands. And I mean, he was going to get drilled anyway. Coming up there fast was Braden Smith. And that's been successful. Keenan Dixon, 5'10", 170 junior. Yeah, I tell you, you can hear that crowd. They've been involved in the game here tonight. We're almost on the back row.
Yeah.
With the students here. You know, this is it'd be like a cage match if this.
We fit right in.
If this was wrestling.
Yeah.
Great place, though. Great view from where we are right here. 28-14. Here's a big play now. 3rd down 11. And pressure coming. Firing long. Far sideline. And it's incomplete. Double coverage. Now that was really set up by the pressure that was coming off the backside of the linebacker, Ryan Taylor. That's a good defensive stop that didn't go their way. Didn't like that call. That's how it goes. Next play, and did a good job.
But the defense, yeah, they came back. They didn't get down, and they really rose to the occasion. That was really a well-executed special teams play that just, the call just did not go the way of the Greenies, and looks like they're going to get the ball back.
So it's a 4th down and 11. Let's see now. Not in total punt formation, but just kind of a squib kick there, and one hop taken. Chance to return 10. 20, 30, up the right sideline, 40, 45, and out to the 48-yard line. So really didn't drop back deep, just kind of punched it over the line, and just a fine return there. And we'll have really good field position. You're going to get one more look at it here. And again, that's Schultz. We've seen Schultz and Smith be involved, and he lost that ball. Didn't see that. It's on the far side where we are. Again, good work, camera crew, to get that one. A young man up. And again, it's not that hot, but again, it's the first full access to a game, and we talked about the Greenies if you were with us earlier. Coach Alexander in his first year really didn't even get a chance to meet his team until, the players anyway, until August 1st, and had no scrimmages along the way. And you know, I think given that, they performed very well tonight. And then Ambassador Christian with momentum coming off of what they were able to accomplish with the JV in their first varsity. And sometimes you never know. That is really difficult. Here's the throw, and it's to the far side, and it is incomplete over on the far sideline.
Looks like Tolbert's back in there now.
Yep, Jackson Tolbert back in. Hudson Presley guiding that last one just out of the reach. So sometimes when we talk about that, I know over there in South Carolina, in a couple of different places, they started high school. It's a little bit different, but it takes a while to get up to speed, and they've done a really good job so far early on at Ambassador Christian. Here's Cancel. You know what? Hard to tackle. Open field. Look at that power that he continues to smash and get inside the Lion 50-yard line. It looked like he might only have a couple of yards. Low center of gravity. Nice cut. Power, acceleration, got a good game.
We haven't mentioned this, I don't think, but last year Cancel averaged almost 106 yards a game rushing, 16 total touchdowns for the season.
He had a great season a year ago. So 15 seconds, third quarter, going to get the play off. 3rd and 3, and right about the 45-yard line. And when we come back for the fourth quarter, it's going to be a 4th down, I believe, at about 1. From that particular standpoint. So a drive late after 3 TDs by Ambassador Christian, then a touchdown by Christ School, got it within 28-14 at the end of 3. Come on back, fourth quarter coming up, and we all come back in just a moment here on 940 Sports.
What is the play?
This is the school bus stop of the game, presented by NHTSA. Always remember to stop when the school bus arm is out.
Well, I'll tell you what, you want to stop of the game. Look at this. I mean, a major league hit. The ball was fumbled there for momentarily, and oh my goodness, as Jackson Tolbert was unloaded. Nicely done by Rhett Decker, the stop of the game. School bus stop of the game. That was a big-time hit, and we've seen a lot of them here, Tim, here this evening tonight. But that was a big one at that particular point in the game.
Yes, we've seen a lot, and that was a big stop.
Well, as we get set for the fourth quarter, I thought that touchdown and then the stop defensively to provide opportunity here. And you've got Tolbert, who took that big hit on the school bus stop. He's going to throw deep. He's got a man open, and it is going to be intercepted on the backside. He just missed him, overthrown, and then picked off, I believe, over there by Tyson Williams, who was able to come up with the football. He had him and just missed him and right there to make that play, and then knocked down after he comes in there to make that play. Had the man open on the far sideline, had what they wanted, just missed Dre Smith, and then he rolled down Williams after he made that interception. So had the fumble early in the third quarter, which kind of set the scene a little bit to provide 3 consecutive touchdowns, or 3 touchdowns in that third quarter. And then here, with pretty good field position, trying to take a shot downfield. So a first down 10 now for the Lions at the 16-yard line now. See what they decide to do. There's that edge pass again, which has been very effective tonight. And it is going to be up the sideline, and a pretty good gain there. Taken by Tyler Williams, who gets into the ball game and has an opportunity there. We've seen 5, now 6 different receivers catch the ball. And a pretty good gain right there. Take it across the 20 at the 22-yard line. Second down and 4. Just underway here in the fourth quarter of play. Ambassador Christian at Huntersville, North Carolina. And we asked him about getting here, and you know what their first thing out of their mouth was? Traffic.
I-40.
A little bit of traffic, or a lot of traffic. And here is the play. Handoff up inside, and had a chance to make that play, but the ball's popped out of there. Did he go down, though, or not? They're going to say that he was down. We're going to get another look at it, I'm sure, and see if the Price School people agree with this. Inside handoff. I think it's Limbo that got it, and he is being dragged down, and then he breaks through, and yep, he's down. Nice call. Good call. And man, you know, it's easy when we get a replay like that, you know.
Yeah, that was no question about it. I think I could make the call.
There you go. So Limbo, we talked about, he is low to the ground. I mean, 5'8" or so, and about 205. Throw it into traffic. Intercepted. Picked off. And that is what the Greenies needed. Caught in front, boy, he's having a heck of a night. Linebacker Lincoln Stevens, one of the captains, makes the play here early in the fourth quarter. Boy, he just threw it into traffic there. I mean, there wasn't really much there. He was going for Troy Alderfer. Hasn't been involved too much in the passing game here most recently. It's been guys out on the edge and the speed of Barton as well. But bottom line, how about that turnover? Good field position, 34-yard line, Lion territory, 11:14 to go, 28-14. Lions with the lead. Wants to throw and going to turn it up, get what you can. There you go, step out of bounds. Look out. Well, I'll tell you the one thing about it, and you can see it on your screen there, there is not a whole lot of room on that sideline.
No, there's not.
So Jackson Tolbert, that's a nice decision there. Just get what you can to the 32-yard line. I mean, it still was a pretty good gain there.
Yeah, gained about 4.
So 3 wide receivers, tight end to the right side, 1 running back, and a step to the right. Cancel, he's going to throw. Had him in the middle there, just off the hands, intended for Dre Smith. He was just coming across the middle of the field. You get a look at it here. Look right, wanted Cancel, but then, you know, your second look there as your progression goes, and he had a step there, but just out in front, couldn't make that play. Going to look to the sideline, get that call, and it becomes a third down. Of course, in a fourth quarter situation, 28-14 with 11:06 to go, down by 2 touchdowns, you're definitely in 4-down territory. Oh, there's the snap. They weren't ready for it, and then going to be clobbered by a trio of, or even maybe a quartet of Lions there. Wasn't ready for it, and the helmet comes off as well. So Tolbert will probably have to come off the field because the helmet came off, and you're going to send in Hudson Presley. Let's see. He wasn't waiting. The snap just came a little premature there. They're going to roll the clock, and it's back to the 35-yard line.
Those are the kinds of mistakes that give coaches gray hair, the preventable mistakes.
Well, and it brings up a 4th down, too. And to throw it out of the edge, the little bubble screen, turn it back inside, break a tackle. Can he make another one? Not quite. Good collective tackling there. They're able to rally to the football and try to get that little bubble screen going inside to Smith. And right there, the Lions are able to make it. So the mishap on the snap turned out to be a difference maybe in that particular drive. And here with under 11 minutes to go in the fourth quarter, and the Ambassador Christian leading 28-14 will have a football in pretty good field position. They'll officially mark that one at the 33-yard line.
Tom, it's been a pleasure working with you tonight. I don't think we've ever worked together in this exact capacity. We've worked together a lot.
We have over the years. A first down and 10 at the 33-yard line. And here's the little jet screen, and it's going to be wrapped up and, tackled back at the 23-yard line. A little just flip it, the jet sweep type thing. And, the Greenies have been really good. Here's that little flip, and it goes to Barton, and you don't want him to get free. And good, the penetration there to begin things. And the first contact inside was Logan Woolsey, another one of the captains, 6'2", 228. He slowed him down, got a hand on the pad, and then he had rallying to the football. Well, Jason Patterson will be back. He's got a little ACC and SEC commitments here the next 2 weeks, but he'll be back. He's been with WLOS, I think 14 or 15 of those years, and look forward to him. We'll keep the seat warm for him until he gets back. Throw it back over the middle, and it's complete there. And pick up a little bit of what they lost a moment ago. It's Gonzalez again, 5'10", 160. And very versatile and talented player for this Ambassador Christian team. So each one of these drives becomes really important. 9:28 to go. 28-14 is the ball game. So we go to the 28-yard line now. Still
a tomahawk chop going.
Yeah. How about that? The tomahawk chop, huh? Florida State or the Braves, I guess. And under pressure, going to fire down the far sideline, and it is going to be incomplete over that way. Another really good defensive stand. When it looked like maybe Ambassador Christian was really going to pull away and make it a moot point to a certain extent, the Greenies have not gone away. They've continued to play hard. They've got an opportunity. This may be, with 9 minutes to go, one of the bigger ones in the game. They did a good job there after they had the miscue on the snap and then couldn't convert on fourth down, but they get the 3 and out. Big play defensively. And it's Gonzalez, a little bit of a miscue there in terms of timing, and let's see if they call timeout. They do. The clock was down to 1, and it's early on. It's game 1, and sometimes you really never know what you're going to get sometimes. And, we were talking a little bit about Christ School and the game with Ambassador Christian. They're at Providence Christian Academy up next. Cardinal Newman, Concord Christian. They're going to go on the road to Charlotte Latin. They'll be at the Asheville School. We talked about that game last year and able to win 26-25 in overtime. And that was where Jackson Kinsell had the 5 final carries in regulation to get it into OT. And then he had a 10-yard run. And then the PAT by Spencer Thompson won that game. And that's after Hurricane Helene. We haven't said much about that here tonight, but what this Western North Carolina and some of the upstate of South Carolina had to go through was devastating. And the fact that they were able to get some ball games in, they rescheduled that Asheville game last year so that they could play that. And that's one of the big matchups here in Western North Carolina.
There's so many things, ancillary things that were affected by that.
All right, here we go. And it'll be a 4th down play, and it is a kick. And a fair catch going to be called. And we'll have it at the 38-yard line. So here comes a big drive, Tim. 28-14. Have I said that before?
Yeah, I think
a few times tonight, but I think in this particular case, it is. And with 8:55 to go, let's see who goes back in to play at quarterback. We want to once again talk a little bit about the school bus stop of the game and what it has meant. And school bus stop presented by NITIS, and you know about the law in every state requires drivers to always stop for school buses. That stop arms out, you know that, red lights flashing. Please stop and make note of that. And we want to thank the folks that are sponsoring that particular aspect of our ball game tonight and throughout the course of the year, because that's so important, particularly with school just beginning here in Western North Carolina, all across the upstate of South Carolina as well. Here's the inside handoff, and not much there. It's swallowed up inside. And Braden Smith getting a little bit of activity there, and it was Caleb Gatier. Gatier up front has been one of the mainstays tonight as well. Matei Greer at the nose guard spot, and we called Ben Major's name a lot tonight as well. And Coach likes those three up front. Gatier and Greer, Gatier and Greer are both two-way players as well. 40-yard line catch, nice play. Turn it up the sideline. Get some of that back and give yourself an opportunity on third down and short. One thing, Tim, too, that we just mentioned those two young men that go both ways, and just one last for Price School. And in many cases, sometimes with some of the smaller schools in Western North Carolina, a lot of guys got to play both ways.
Yeah, and it's really a luxury not to have to do that very often.
Well, here's a big play. 3rd down 7, launch long. Far sideline, and it's underthrown into double coverage and looking for the sprinting Dre Smith there, but he was blanketed pretty well in the secondary there. And see a good look at Tyson Williams. He had that interception a little while ago, and nice player back there. And then Trendon Williams, you saw him as well. Here comes a 4th down play, and you got 7:49 to go in the ball game. Christ School down 28-14, but they're going to send the punting team on.
I was wondering what the decision was going to be. You know, that was could have gone either way. And
well, it was 7:43 to go. I mean, and if you don't make it, and although your defense has been playing pretty well, you do give the Lions the ball on this side of the field in good field position. So kick away. Your defense has been, pretty good. Gave up those 3 touchdowns in the 3rd. And a high kick, and lets it go over his head. Bounding, will he get into the end zone? Will it be saved? Knocked back, recovered at the 3-yard line. Official right there. And he's going to say that it's going to be at the 3-yard line. Let's watch this one again. It went over his head, didn't come up, and look at it. You never know with the oblong ball. And man, that is an outstanding diving play there. And I think that's a right call. We got a good look at it there.
Yeah, he got it in. He knocked it back in, and he wasn't in the end zone. Didn't appear to be.
Well, that changed the dynamics. We were just talking about what might transpire. Next week, we're back on the road. This is the first of 11 consecutive. Hey, we've been to Hendersonville before, West Henderson. We've seen both of them.
13 miles, Tom, from here. 13 miles.
Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. So we don't have to go too far, and
we're not going to stay here until then.
Oh, yeah. Penalty marker down. We have 11 consecutive, and we're going to be all over the place again this year. The penalty marker did go down, and we'll see what is going to happen there. Yeah, Madison at North Buncombe. RS Central at Chesney. We're there. We mentioned Polk. Owen at Polk. Here comes a 1st down play, and man, a handoff driven back. Did he get out of the end zone? I don't think he did. He did not. Wow. That penetration up front was outstanding. How about that? And I think, again, it was the linebacker that made that, or the defensive end, Ryan Taylor. 6'2", 214. Junior has had an outstanding game. One more look at it, Tim. They handed the ball off and just didn't get anything going. Oh, that was a bad snap. He didn't even get the snap. Great look from behind. We couldn't see it from our vantage point, but really good look from the end zone, and maybe fortunate it wasn't a touchdown. Well, you know what? That makes it a 28-16 ball game at 7-19, and it's amazing how this works. Talking about should you go it on 4th down, 7:43. Don't think so, not yet. Punt the football. Look what happened. Went over the head, didn't catch it. And tremendous special teams play. Got the ball out to the 3-yard line. A bad snap. Safety. Now you're going to get the football back down by 12 with 7:19 to go. Wow. That's why you love these games, because they're unscripted and you never know what's going to happen. Hey, just to kind of finish it off, and we'll be at Spartanburg. Man, Gaffney at Spartanburg, Dorman home with Boiling Springs. Burns will be at Gaffney. We're going to Swain with Cherokee. Roberson at Irwin, and then I'll tell you what, T.L. Hanna plays at Greenville. The last game of the year, very attractive Friday night rivals games this year. So to kick it off from the 20.
You know, you've been complimenting and talking about the Greenies defense. Who's the defensive coordinator?
Here's a line shot. It's bounding, and it'll be taken and at the 30-yard line. Picked it up. Going to bring it back to the 38-yard line. And, well, yeah, you're right about that.
Huh?
Colton Alexander.
Exactly.
That's one of the storylines we probably should have gotten to earlier. That's the son of Clint Alexander. And Clint told us that when he was a young guy, I think Colton was 10, and his dad was coaching. He was there, and his dad made him every year go with a different position coach. And that was pretty cool. He says over the time he became a player in high school and college, he'd had an experience and exposure to all levels, offensively and defensively. Really cool story. Here's a pass play to the 35 out to the 39-yard line. And so get it out of the edge, make that play there. And if you're Ambassador Christian, you make that tackle in front and make sure that the clock continues to run. That was Jaden White who made the catch there. We got a player down now, and it's like maybe another cramp there. He gets up and he begins to hobble off. That's Rhett Decker, who's had a nice evening as well today. So yeah, that's one of the really cool stories. And again, we want to thank both those coaches for taking the time to visit with us this week to hopefully provide some insight into their coaching, into their teams and the philosophies. I think both of them impress him with Coach Pogue, his collegiate background that we talked about as well, and with both of them multiple coaches of the year at the high school ranks as well. But they take kind of a collegiate approach to practice, and that's I think to get them, if possible, prepared for the next level. If these young men have an opportunity. Hand it back inside. Man, how about that run? And how about the flag that goes down to the 45-yard line? Man, Cancel smashed that ball up inside. You just can't bring him down one-on-one. He's 5'10", 192. And I mean, he runs with power and strength. Let's see what the flag's all about here. It's going to be against the Lions. We're under 7 minutes to go at 6:51. Blow to the head. That's a big penalty. So when we visited with both coaches, you know, the early motion was that win the turnover battle, penalties, and how big those can be in the outcome of a ball game. That's a big one there to get to the 40-yard line. Direct snap, has it, fires long, and it is up into the air, and it is going to be incomplete. Had an opportunity to catch that ball, but a little bit underthrown, and it was under pressure as well. He was intended for Zach Bird. One more look at it. And go, good shot. I tell you what, outstanding defensive play there. Was a little bit inside of it, thrown outside. Maybe he catches that ball, but catch. It was Curtis DeLoach who did a nice job to get his hand in there. And then on the delay this time, not much, to the 41-yard line on a 2nd down and 10 play as we go under 6.5 minutes to play in this game. And a 28-16 lead for the Lions on the Greenies here in Arden. So here comes a 3rd down and 12. It's been a good ball game here tonight. You really kind of wondered how Price School was going to play. New coach, didn't get to meet him until August the 1st. They've represented themselves very well. And then, you know, Ambassador Christian, just a first year varsity football, and they've done a nice job here tonight as well in a good ball game. Under pressure, dump it off, and a good play on the backside there, wrapped up. And that was Cam Johnson who came over, 5'8", 160, a junior, to make the play. And, you know, you get that ball out there to Cancel, he might be able to make something happen there.
You know, with the exception of a rough 3rd quarter, Christ School has really done a good job tonight.
They have, and it goes back, and we talked about turnovers, and there have been a couple of them, and interception a little while ago, and then, but the big one was the fumble recovery to begin things to start the 3rd quarter, which led to the first of 3 touchdowns that the Lions scored. But one hop, going to run to the near side. Now going to kick it, and it's off the side of his foot, and it'll hit about the 20-yard line, and then it'll be touched at the 25. So thought about it. I mean, I don't know if it was by design, but it turned out to be a rugby-type punt, run it to the near side. So with 4:58 to go, 28-16 ball game here, Ambassador Christian.
That was great improvisation. If it wasn't intended to be a rugby punt, he did a great job with it.
Yeah, and I actually think he looked downfield too prior to that as well. But we talked about Ambassador Christian and the partnerships that they have. They're a Jordan Jumpman school, they're a Nike school, they're a Vicus helmet. The Vicus helmets are some of the best that are made, and they have a partnership with them as well. And so they on the ground floor, they've done a really good job to get things established and what they want to do. They didn't play any home games last year, JV, and they've got 4 home games this year. To throw the football, fires it back over the middle, and nothing there. 2nd down and 10. They're going to play those 4 home games at Johnson C. Smith University there in Charlotte as well. Very nice facility, and there are some plans, I think, down the line for maybe a football, lacrosse, soccer facility. They've got a 28-acre campus, and they have a turf football practice field, and so a lot of positive things happening there. 106 students last year, 300 this year. They hope to some point to get to maybe between 800 and 1,000 in the next 4 or 5 years. Good start for them. And here is the quarterback, and Michael Leckie hasn't run at all tonight, has he? And then he carries the ball to the 35-yard line. That's a big play right there as we head toward 4.5 minutes to play here in the ball game. And out to the 34-yard line. See where they put those sticks.
It's a 1st down.
Yeah, I thought he said they got 9 yards on that play, but
hey.
Here we go. Bottom line is Michael Lack brings him back up to the line of scrimmage. That's a big gain by him. And like I said, he hadn't run it too much. And man, head down, ball's free. Who's going to get it? And the Greenies come up with a football. Hit it hard up inside, but turned it over. And we have been talking about the turnover game, and that's Jordan Dalton able to come up with it. Inside, running hard, and Emery fumbles the football, and there is one of the leadership committee members, Jordan Dalton, making the play for the Greenies.
Another big play by the defense.
Goes the chop again. So you get it back. You know what? You continue to play hard. Good things can happen. It did. Right now, they'll have the football right near midfield at the 49-yard line, in fact, from left to right of the middle of the field. 4:10 to go in a 28-16 ball game. Ambassador Christian with the lead on the Greenies at Christ School here in Arden in our first Friday night arrivals. It's been a dandy here tonight. Thanks for coming along on our broadcast. Up under pressure. Look out, he bumped. Did he fumble it? He did, but it got the country club hop. And it came right back to him. And that was coming off the backside. I think the initial contact there was by Preston Pruitt.
I would say this drive is a must-score drive.
Yeah, we're under 4 minutes and rolling right now in a 28-16 game. And so back at the 44-yard line, hand off to Cancel. He's going to turn the corner. He's up inside, and he bowls over one of the linebackers and smashes his way for a big gain. One more look at it here.
Cancel is a tough runner. He is very good.
And I'll tell you what, he ran into an outstanding player as well in the secondary, and that was a good play. Under pressure, needs some help, throw it away, dumped it off, got a Cancel, and he's out to the 40-yard line. Heck of a job there by Tolbert to begin things, and Cancel able to gather it in before Najee Banaki able to make the tackle there at the 41-yard line. And it'll be enough for a first down at the 41-yard line. 3:05 and rolling here in the game. 28-16 is our score. To fire it long down the far sideline. Rainbow contact. They'll say incomplete. Been so many penalties. The crowd wanted that one, but there is a marker down. We'll see what that call is. It's not in the same area as where we saw it a moment ago when the folks on this side wanted that call and didn't get it.
I don't think the official could throw it that far if that's where it happened. I'm not sure. We're going to find out.
Let's see here. Launched it long. Yeah, he was holding on to him. Should have been a penalty. Let's see. Let's see what they decide to do here. There have been some decisions that have taken a while to figure out, but now they go ahead and put it down. And yeah, again, we got a good look at it there. And we have the benefit, obviously, of some replays and a chance to make the call on second thought. Cancel, you know, roll him around and get him down. He was just kind of hanging on there. I mean, Cancel is so tough, and it's Banaki to make that play there. Sweeping out that side, got a hold of his arm and just twisted him around. And that's one of those situations you hope you know, pull that out of the socket or get hurt there. But a good job by the linebacker to hang on. He's made a couple of pretty good plays here in the late going. And in firing the ball along far sideline into the end zone, incomplete there. Trying to roll the right side there. Stops the clock at 2:20 to play here in the fourth quarter. 7-7 game at half. 3 touchdowns in that third quarter. And Ambassador Christian got a big lead at one point. A touchdown as a safety. And that's where we are as we go down the stretch in our first broadcast of the year on our Friday night rivals here on My 40 Sports.
28-7 was the lead in the third quarter. 5:44 left, and then High School has chipped away at it.
So at 3rd and 14, and want to throw it back inside, and it's too high. It was intended there for Smith. You like the play call there because the motion was going behind him and away, and he spins around and try to get it to Smith. He's been an effective receiver here tonight for the Greenies, but threw it a little bit high and hard and incomplete. Which brings up another 4th down. We've had a number of these.
Wow.
4th and 14 now up to 29. Had a really good field position a moment ago. And now he's coming to the sideline, and I think we're going to have a timeout if we are. Make sure you're on the same page. You got to do it. You got to make this play right here, or this ball game's pretty much in the books. And the Greenies have kind of clawed and fought their way back into this one. It looked like at one point the Lions were going to run away with the game, but the Greenies had other thoughts of that. And it's been a nice crowd here tonight, and a good crowd that has come to follow the Ambassador Christian. And it's been a nice atmosphere for high school football to begin things. And after everything that transpired last year with Hurricane Helene and all the devastation of this part of the country anyway, and trying to still recover in many cases as well, it's great to have football back and hopefully get the entire season in. We got as we ran through it a little while ago, an attractive 11-game schedule for the folks. Hope they'll come along with us this year. Timeout is complete. And here comes one of the key plays in the game with 2:16 to go. Tolbert, the quarterback, he has it, will throw it inside, flip it off, and here is Cancel tripped up and knocked out of bounds. That's the old hook and ladder play, and going to come up a little bit shy there, but I like the play call.
That's yeah, that's a fun play.
Because the way it's set up is because Cancel has that ability, to catch the ball, and then what he's able to do after the ball, you've got to really concentrate and make sure that he doesn't turn it up and accelerate, maybe get the first down and then pitch it out and maybe a little bit wide of the mark there. But good flowing defense and make the play at the 23-yard line. It will take it over to 07 with that 28-16 lead.
I think we'll see a lot of running the ball.
Well, I would imagine we will. And hand the ball inside, and not much there, but that's what they want to do. Limbo able to get the carry there. I'm seeing Zeke Kelly pretty much early on, a little bit of a Mason Emery with a long run for a touchdown, and Barton has caught a long touchdown pass and a lot of contributions along the way. Troy Alderfer in the first half. Saw Tolbert score a touchdown to take the early 7-0 lead as the clock continues to run. 1:33 to go. That touchdown by Alderfer, the 2-yard touchdown throw late of the first half with 22.8 seconds. But sometimes we forget the fact that able to get back down the Greenies were and had a 45-yard field goal, and that's not out of the realm of possibility for Spencer Thompson. It happened to be wide right. Turn and just hand it off, banging up the middle. Limbo again. Lou will bring him down. And Weston Mikulak just turns around and hands it off and trying to just run this one out with 1:07 to go with a 28-16 lead, and another timeout call. And again, we'll be at Hendersonville next week. Been over there a couple of times, and nice facility there. And West Henderson, they always have a good battle down that way. A lot of school, North Henderson over that way, and West Henderson, East Henderson. You got a lot of competition. And
oh yeah,
everybody
Henderson County rivalry.
Everybody knows everybody, right?
That's true.
Over that way. So looking forward to heading over that way this year as well. And I said, over in South Carolina, over at some of the big venues, and we'll be in Gaffney again this year. We'll be in Spartanburg. We're going to see Burns. Burns last year played every one of their games on the road because they renovated their stadium there in Duncan. It seats about 8,000 reservation, about 8,000 at Gaffney as well. Spartanburg, big time stadiums over there, big time football, and all the great games we see up here in Western North Carolina with the tradition and the matchups that we have. It's going to be a fun year. Well, here we go after the timeout. This is 3rd and 6. I would imagine they just turn around and do the same thing. Nope, they pull it out. Nice read there. I tell you, I like that call too. You figure just turn around, hand it off. But, you know, opportunity exists. Hadn't run it much tonight, but a couple of times a couple of possessions ago, able to have a big 10-yard run or so that was instrumental in keeping a drive alive. And yet another touchdown, another timeout going to be called, trying to keep from scoring a touchdown here. And you're just looking to run it out and avoid that traffic on the way back to Hunter. You know, what was the game, Tim? Was it last year, 2 years ago? And it might have been we were at Pisgah, and one of the teams couldn't get there, or they got hung up in traffic, or there was a wreck or something?
That was at Tuscola.
Tuscola, okay.
Yeah. Actually, I was producing that game.
Okay.
We had to
feel a little bit.
We had a long delay.
Yeah. Welcome back, everybody.
Yeah.
If you would like to give us a call here at 828, whatever it is. Yeah, it's pretty. I think it was that they got hung up in traffic, or there was a traffic accident or something, and we were like 2 hours late getting on the air, and we ran down everything that was possible in Western North Carolina, I think, high school football history.
That was a pregame of all pregames, wasn't it?
But back in the day when I was a sports talk show host, they point at you, 3 hours later you go home, that type of thing. Don't know if it was any good or not, but able to fill the time. 54 seconds to go, 28-16, and it is a situation where they turn and hand the ball off, and again, banging ahead, and see the excitement of you turning it over to those big guys up front, their power guys up front, that offensive line, and I think for the most part, Green's done a good job against the rush, but they needed to run here to run out the clock, and you see Coach Pogue, congrats to Ambassador Christian. I mean, this is their first varsity football game.
Ever.
Played a JV game last year. It's only the second year of the school, and that's tough to do, and hats off to Clint Alexander and his staff for coming in and meeting the players on August 1 and no scrimmages, and they were competitive today as well. So a lot of really good storylines between these two teams here tonight, and they've given us a good ball game.
Yes, that's been a very good game. Ambassador Christian, at least for 1 week, can say our school has never lost a varsity football game.
That's
ever.
Right. That's right. So we're trying to wind this one down, and finally got to it there. And see Coach Pogue there. Congratulations. They have big plans for that school, and they've got a tremendous schedule this year. They've got I think either 3 or 4 teams that are the top 100 in the country right now preseason. So this game is come to a conclusion.
The Christ School gave them everything they wanted tonight. They've got nothing to be ashamed of at all. They played a very good game.
It was an interesting dynamic between these two teams, and it becomes a 28-16 game, and Ambassador Christian will win the game, and the Greenies will drop to 0-1. We'll take a break, come back, and continue on in just a moment. Well, the first of 11 Friday night rivals games in the books. It was a good one tonight, Tim. 28-16. Ambassador Christian wins it. Tied at 7 at half. The 3 touchdowns in the third quarter kind of set the tone, and just tough to overcome the second half for high school.
I hope everyone had as much fun watching this game as you and I did, Tom, because it was a very good football game. And it started out very close, and these teams look very evenly matched, and they're still not too far apart. 12 points, and they've got a lot of work to do, and you can kind of sympathize with Christ School not having as much time together because of the youngsters being out of town over the summer, not being able to do a lot of the summer programs. Coach Alexander was talking about that. But they're going to get there. I see a lot of potential.
We're getting ready to go down to Nelson here in just a moment. I think he's lost in the shuffle there. I think once you see a camera, it's like piranha feeding, and we'll get down to Nelson here in just a moment with Coach Bogue and his team. Obviously very happy about picking up the win here tonight and tied at 7 at intermission. All right, now we can throw down. Let's go down to Nelson.
Thanks, Tim. Thanks, Tom. This is the Coach's Corner, brought to you by Carolina Furniture Concepts. So, Coach, I got to tell you, in the second half of the game, as Lions tend to do, you guys really did roar to life in spectacular fashion. Let's talk about the message you gave to the boys in the locker room.
Yeah, hey, we were. It was a good locker room at halftime. We were confident. Came out in the third quarter, and I think, both teams really started to cramp. First game, humidity out here. Our depth won this game for us tonight, okay? We got a lot of good players in this program, a lot of good players on this team, and our depth, when those frontline guys came out, those next guys came in, and we didn't skip a beat. And guess what, America? It's our first varsity game, and the Lions are 1-0, baby!
All right. Well, Coach, Well, Coach, I got one more question for you. Hold on! One last question, Coach. One last question. Now that you guys have secured the dub for tonight, what's the strategy going into next week's game?
The same as it is every week, baby.
Congratulations, Coach. Yeah, there you go.
Well, definitely excited about getting that first win tonight. It was a 7-7 ball game at intermission, 3 touchdowns in the third quarter, the difference in the game. And then fought back did Christ School, but they came up a little bit shy, 28-16 the final in this one, as Christ School comes up a little bit shy, and the Lions of Ambassador Christian get their first win in their first varsity football game played. We'll see you Hendersonville next week with Wes Henderson coming in. Good night, everybody.
I knew one day I'd get my shot. So here I